Welcome back to Win in the Wild, everyone! The affectation of the Saturday Night Live guy will just never not leave me. Okay. Since eventually this evening I will be DM'd for, I'm gonna read the recap. Alright, Win in the Wild Session 32. The party found Varric dead on the road ahead. A druid of the Blood Moon approached them, claiming the charm that they had belonged to the druids and demanded its return. He offered them safe passage in exchange for the charm, but the party refused to relinquish it, with Jeatz arguing that just because they had it didn't mean they stole it.
I stand
Sound
by
logic. The druids launched an attack with several wild-shaped birds descending on them and shifting into wolves. The head druid declared, "When blood is spilled, we feast." During the battle in the forest, the party fought to keep possession of the charm as the druids tried to flee to a nearby fairy circle. In her first combat debut, Glitter nearly ended up with the charm, but ultimately, one of the wolves stole it back before disappearing into the mycelium network. Not wanting to waste any time, the party pursued the fleeing druids to reclaim the charm. Before setting out, Jeatz cleverly disguised himself and donned the bracelet of the druid who had challenged them. Battered but determined, they navigated the network and ended up, safely enough, in the brush just on the edge of the druid grove. They witnessed a ritual in which blood was drained into a central pool, which appeared to be full of blood and other viscera. With the druids on high alert, they quickly devised a plan. Jeatz would impersonate the druid who had threatened them on the road, while Almyre and Horace remained invisible, ready to strike. I have Glitter there. I'm in Horace. I'm the victim of my own writing this time. Despite nearly being discovered by the patrolling wolves, the invisible pair stayed hidden. Jeatz expertly passed himself off as the druid. When the druids attempted to test him by speaking in Sylvan, Jeatz won them over and successfully retrieved the charm. During this, Jeatz was contacted by whatever entity lurked in the blood pool. It knew he wasn't who he claimed to be, but seemed to be placated by the fact that Jeatz was Fey. The party then exited through another mycelium network. Jeatz connected with a fungal network and learned that it was filled with the presence of the creature from the Blood Lagoon, along with Fey energy. However, the Druid Circle seemed to be cursed by this entity somehow. They finally returned to the forest road, and after deliberating for some time, decided to head south to Duvos. Jeatz pretended to the circle that he would hide the charm in Lastarth. Once they arrived in Duvos, Jeatz once again took on his hot dad appearance. As they entered town, they saw two butchers yelling at one another across the river, each claiming to be the one to feed the quote-unquote royal host. Horace and Jeatz stepped in, offering themselves as perfect strangers and thus impartial judges to determine which butcher was the best chef to serve the royal host tomorrow. And that's where we are now. Okay, so yes, both Gunnel and Lungan, Gunnel being the orc on the western side of town, and Gunnel, the human chef on the eastern side of town, have both agreed to this competition that you all have posed. So with that said, they seem placated by this fact, grumbling to themselves, of course, but they go their separate ways across the river, and the Solarian are okay with this, and they go back to guard the bridge as they were previously.
Since Sean had to restart his computer,
oh, I did not see the text message.
Yeah, he that's why he disappeared, but he's on his way back.
Okay.
I look at Almyre and I kind of explain what just happened in Sylvan. Oh, there we go. Hey, buddy.
Might take a second for Discord to. Oh, hello.
Okay.
Hello. I look over at Almyre and I go, and explain what's going on there. I go, I think we have a competition to plan, and
Oh, that's really exciting. I love fine food, so this should be great.
Great. I have a feeling that I think we can all do it in the morning, but we should try to source these ingredients, which nothing in mind I think will be too hard to get. And I pat my bag and I go, I've got just the special ingredient for the final for the rounds as well. So I look over at Horace and I say, Horace, we should get planning.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, wonderful. I look. So we've already talked to Solarian, and he basically was like, "No, fuck you. I'm not getting the stuff for you." So
Yes, he said.
Okay.
He said, and I think I quote, "It's not the job of Solarian to explain local politics or the pedantry of local politics or
Yep.
to you strangers or something like that."
So I'm gonna look around for like a general store or something that like a place we could probably find ingredients.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Most notably, there's a bakery right next to the butchery on the western side of town. But I mean, and I want to explain, this map is not necessarily all encompassing of Duvos.
Right.
This is just the central area surrounding the bridge, which is a very important aspect of town.
Right.
But yeah, sure. As you look around, there is a general store on the eastern side. Seems a little better stocked.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, it has like your basic ingredients, you know, various grains, some rices, you know, some meat should you need them, fruits, vegetables, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I think that I give Horace and I kind of plan what ingredients we're looking for, and then we go to those folks and just. Do we need to play out us convincing them to give us ingredients, or?
Do you have the money to purchase them? I mean, I would say that they're not very expensive. For all the things that you're looking for, probably 2 gold, maybe. For
Okay,
all
yeah,
of it.
I think we do.
Like
have
a
that.
like
Yeah.
a couple silvers per ingredient.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I have 215 gold.
Then
yeah,
yeah,
300. I have 392. So, yeah. So I'll go
Yeah,
around
say
and
2 gold will cover the.
yeah, and for the purposes of like special ingredients, would they probably have our special ingredients for this?
Oh yeah, most assuredly they have your
Okay.
special ingredients that I
Cool.
don't know
All right.
about.
Yeah. So I'll say that including our special ingredients, it cost around 5 gold for
Lo-
me.
Local delicacy. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
charge you 3 gold for the local delicacy.
Yeah. Yeah. So Horace and I think we start running around and finding things and planning. The last thing we probably need to do for the night is secure our judges for the next day.
Yes, of course. Cool. So who would that be? I think one of them. Well, actually, no. You tell me, because I have a thought of who it was, but I mean, we never confirmed, but that's okay. That's the point of D&D is improv.
So I think meta-wise, I don't know if we would necessarily say exactly this to the contestants, but it would be the two lords on the one on either side.
Yeah,
and then
Lady Zira
Almyre.
and Lord Euron.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I guess we just go to both of them.
Okay, sure. So, who do you want to go visit first, Zira or Euron? And we can play with, like you finding them.
Let's go to the human one first.
That would be Lord Huron. So as you're looking around the western side of town, you are immediately struck with what is clearly Euron's office. Like, there is a larger house in the distance, but this has a plaque on it, and you know, for what it's worth, you would understand this to be Lord Euron Yerk's management office for the city of Duvos, is basically what you glean from this plaque.
Okay.
And it's this nicer looking building up here on the western side. Did not mean to do that.
Great.
We'll say it's getting later in the afternoon, maybe closer to 5 o'clock, after you guys have sourced your ingredients. The door in front of you is closed, however.
Okay. I'm going to be slightly distracted because I just got an emergency text from work, but I'm going to pay attention. Sorry. Give me a heads up.
You're good.
Okay. Cool.
Knock on it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to sneak in.
I mean, you can do whatever you like.
We'll kidnap him and bring him to the judging table.
Okay. You knock on the door, and a figure, sort of a young man, opens the door and says, "Hello, yes, what is it? How can I help you? This is the office of Lord Euron." He looks at you for a moment longer. "I don't think I know you."
Apologies for bothering you so late. We are from we're travelers from out of town, but we bring a competition to your home, and we were hoping that you could serve as a judge tomorrow to help settle a squabble, and potentially eat some of the best food you've ever had.
Me? You're inviting me? But well, I'm just a secretary to Lord
assistant.
Euron. Wow, no, I would love to be a judge on your cooking show. That would be excellent. I probably have to ask off work tomorrow from Lord
Your first mistake was telling me that you're a secretary. I'm so sorry. If you hadn't said anything, we would have just.
But
We can't rescind this. Yeah.
No. I was just messing around. No. I'm not. I'm not.
No,
I'm
you're
not a
the judge
secretary.
now.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Yeah.
That's a 21.
He's absolutely lying, especially with how he's dressed.
Yeah, okay.
He's just like in like a plain shirt and like some dirty pants. But, no. I'm not a secretary. That was a lie. It's just what I tell people when I open the door if I'm not expecting them.
Oh, well, unfortunately, we can't have judges that lie. So, if you wouldn't mind showing us to your lord, that would be wonderful.
Look, if you look that good, you can be a secretary. You can be whatever you want. Everyone's so sexy in this town. I don't know.
Compliment me, my looks. That's unfortunate. Not the first time I've been let down. Give me just a moment, and I'll
tell you what.
Be back.
We'll keep you in mind as an alternate. That we will likely.
Oh, an alternate?
Yes.
That is lovely. Yes, thank you so much.
I look over at Horace like, no, we won't.
I will be right back.
Is
Give
someone
me just
gonna
a moment.
die?
Are you asking me that question, or?
I'm just tossing it out there.
Okay, I certainly.
Someone
hope
might. I mean,
not.
it can happen at any
The
point, really.
The threat of death probably wouldn't please Lord
I'm
Euron
just saying
too
more
much.
in general that you could possibly die going to get your boss, but
I don't like that thought, so I'll be back. And he closes the door and turns around.
I'd just like to point out that I just got a notification that said new Steam families is OP. Thanks, guys. That is a YouTube video I just got a recommendation for.
That always watching.
Topical. Anyway.
Always watching. Okay. A beat passes, maybe a minute or two, and the secretary comes back to the door, opens it up, and he says, luckily, Lord Euron is in a bit of a better mood today, so he's actually invited you into his office. Apologies, there's only one chair, and it's for Lord Euron. You'll have to stand. It's just kind of how he is. Please, after me. And he opens the door, and what you see is like this little atrium, clearly just meant to separate his office from the outside. And he opens this door and goes to stand in the corner and invites you to stand on the other side of his desk.
Oh, wonderful.
Over on this side.
that's a interesting way to end it.
Yeah. I don't know if I like this, but okay.
It is a little intimidating that he is, kind of in the way of the door. Yeah,
No,
so
he's actually in a swivel chair, and he just watches you, and he just goes
exactly. Yeah, he's been slowly around, watching you as you walk in.
I've been waiting.
There, can you turn the secretary to a chair? I whisper into my beard.
Nah, that's how polymorph works, Horace.
She whispers back. Okay, so
If only she had true polymorph.
right. Okay, so Lord Euron invites Almyre. Are you Are you just along for the ride? Are you casting comprehend languages to listen in, or like what's going through your mind right now? You're about to convince a dignitary.
Let's see what my spells are here. We did fight, so I don't have much. Are we?
We have not rested yet. We're doing that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say you definitely could have gotten a short rest in. As a wizard, I know that you know.
Oh, yes. Oh, I like short rest.
An absolutely ridiculous feature that Austin has just forgotten about wizards. You don't cover spell slots on a short rest.
He what gets 2? Or is it?
Depends on your level. At level 9, you'd get 4 levels of spell slots.
Fucking lord.
Yeah, I think I get 4, yeah.
Forget sorcerer points. You should have just played a wizard, Caleb.
Yeah. I really think I might go warlock next time we play. Next campaign.
Okay.
Caleb, now that you're part of our Steam family, I'm going to add you to my will.
Oh boy. And Caleb receives these games upon my death.
Steam libraries don't transfer on death. Crazy to me.
Yeah. Isn't that like a whole like argument right now? Is like digital ownership and
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If it's in the will, they have to do it, right?
No.
I cast tongues.
Kill this person.
Okay. All right. So Almyre, you cast tongues. Just before going in at some point. Doesn't really matter when. You go in to understand this conversation and reply back. So Lord Euron eyes you in his little swivel chair as you're walking in, and he invites you to stand on the opposite side of the room, and he goes, "I understand it. You want me to be a judge of sorts? Old Henry here didn't exactly give me the best of details. He seemed a little giddy for some reason."
Yes. If I may, guys, you know I'm royalty, so I've got this. Yes.
Go ahead.
Your lord. We are from out of town, but as we came into your lovely city, it appeared that 2 very fine butchers were in the middle of a squabble about who would be able to serve a royal guest tomorrow. And we thought, well, we don't know anybody here. Wouldn't it be grand if we organized a little cooking competition between the 2 of them, and then we invite the lords of each side of this city to judge?
Interesting thought. Tell me, you are from out of town, so do you know why the royal host is coming to the great town of Duvos tomorrow?
I don't believe we do. We'd love to learn.
Yeah, we're hoping that whoever wins this competition will be able to grace the royal host with a wonderful meal, and maybe whatever business he has will go a little smoother with a good taste left in his mouth.
Interesting way to phrase that. You see, the royal host is the grandest ship in all of the Lutzum Empire, and it carries only the most highly respected dignitaries in the Lutzum Empire. High Priest Odegaard is set to come here to mediate a arrangement between myself and Lady Zira across the river. I'm sure you've noticed that Duvos is sort of split down the middle.
Yes.
Ruffians inhabit the western side of the bank, while we more civilized folk inhabit the eastern side. Lady Zira feels entitled that we should have equality. I don't see it that way.
May I ask what makes them ruffians?
Well, just see for yourself. They're not like us.
Okay.
I lean over and I say, he kind of looks a little rough, Ian himself.
Well, all right. Well, if that is your reason, then I respect it.
But
I think this competition is a great chance for you to see maybe how good your side is. Should they win the competition.
Everyone, give me a persuasion check.
22.
What the fuck is persuasion? 19.
10.
All right. That 10
God.
definitely carried by the 22 and
fact-
19.
The fact that 5e does not have like diplomacy as a thing
Right.
for a dignitary to have an advantage on this is
yeah.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that'll do it. You see, he thinks to himself, and he's like, I do suppose a competition would at the very least make it seem fair. Lady Zero would probably be amenable to that. Yes, I suppose I'll agree, but understand that Gunnel must win, of course. We can't have an orc serving the royal host.
Well, let me ask you a question on that. If the orc were to win and was to serve, why would it be so bad? If the food is deemed better, and I'm not saying that they will happen, it is a long shot, of course, but also, in your belief, would that not put them in their place as the help and allow your people to mingle and do the things that they should be doing? Thank you, Minecraft villager.
I suppose you make a fair point. To High Priest Odegard, perhaps it wouldn't actually make a difference. And I don't need Lady Zira coming in pointing fingers at me saying we've been unfair at the end of all of this.
Yes, I think the best way to really truly determine who is better would be to not stack it against either, and then let the food speak for them. Because I believe that you win either way. You either get out of having to do service for these folks, or you get to show that you are the best in this entire area, not just on your side, but in the entire city.
A real win-win situation.
Exactly.
Yes, I quite
Almyre,
like
I'm surprised these words aren't coming out of your mouth.
Yes, well, I'm not really used to more of a divide in a city. You know, I'm just more used to we're on good terms.
Yours is more of a top-down divide. Theirs is more of a longitudinal divide.
Because where you come, they are already in their place. You guys sort of got a while ago.
Yes, who won your cooking competition long ago?
Yeah. Many eons ago.
God damn it.
Yes.
Sorry, this is gonna be stupid for later, so whatever.
Euron stands up and he reaches out to shake your hands. He says, "It seems that we have reached an agreement. I shall be ready tomorrow to judge."
Wonderful. I believe, for your information, this is how the competition will go. My friend Horace and I will judge the first round to really make sure that whatever they're presenting you is worth presenting. And then the second round, you and hopefully Lady... What's her name?
Zira.
Lady Zira, along with my other companion, Almyre, who is very well... has a very refined palate, will be judging the second and true round that will decide the winner. So we will do this earlier in the morning, but to make sure that we're leaving time for the dignitaries to arrive and food preparation to happen. Just be prepared in the morning and know that they will have been through one round already by the time they walk into the room with you.
Excellent. Okay.
And should we come to a tie in the first round, Secretary here has offered to be the tie-breaking vote.
Him? Henry? Yes, Lord Euron. They invited me to be a stand-in judge if things should happen that way. And I am quite pleased to announce my acceptance. So thank you so much.
I whisper to Lord Huron and go, "If you want to leave him behind, we will not be upset."
Yeah, as you're shaking hands, you kind of lean into him. He says, yes, that'd probably be for the best.
Yes, yes. Tell him the competition is actually in the evening, and we will be fine.
Okay, yes, I'll fake something, of course.
Yes, thank you.
I don't want him to be making me look bad as my employee, after all.
Of course, of course.
What was that, Lord Huron?
yeah,
Nothing. Go scrub the atrium, Henry. It's dirty from all the snow that these people have tracked in. Oh, of course, Lord Huron.
So after he shakes my hand, I back up and I do my colloquial bow that I do.
Yeah, you're really not from around here. That's weird. He steps aside and Henry brings you out to the front door and opens it for you.
Cool. All right. As we're walking past or anything, I go, all right, Henry. Well, if your services are needed, we will call upon you. Prepare that palate now.
Practice your judging voice.
Excellent. Yes, I'll be eating nothing but apples to make sure that my palate is nice and clean.
Perfect.
Yes, can I make sure you prep your voice? You know, la 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 la. You know, that kind of stuff.
La 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 la. Oh, of course. Excellent.
Perfect.
I'll be doing nothing but vocal warm-ups and eating apples all night.
And you have to do it very loudly to get the right, prep.
Will do. Thank you so much for the tips.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so Henry gets to, there's a wash bucket and a cloth nearby, and he gets down on his hands and knees and starts scrubbing the floor of the atrium. All right.
He's also talking very loudly.
Yeah, he's just singing.
He's yelling at the floor. La 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 la.
Okay. Alrighty, excellent. So where to now?
I guess to Lady Zira. Zira?
Zero. Z-I-R-A.
Zira.
Yep.
Zira.
Zira.
I'll move the guard, the barrack, and the Solarian. Yeah, the way that the Solarian post themselves up on the bridge is they're kind of like this diagonally. One is facing the east and one is facing the west. So as you approach them, they don't move.
I give them a gold to pass.
They nod and slip a little bit, so you can walk past.
As I walk past, I whisper
pass?
to them, "That's just for me." No, I'm kidding.
I want to try to walk by and accident and make it look like they fell in on by themselves and kind of trip them. At least one of them.
You want to trip?
Please do not. If I designed a cooking challenge,
I just jokingly,
because of you.
I'll jokingly just go, oh, and then walk by.
They're
He
like
just
the
eyes
Buckingham
you.
Palace.
You can-
They're like
you
the
can see
Buckingham
him-
Palace guards.
Yeah, he's got a full face mask on, but you can see his eyes, and he's just glaring at you. He doesn't even flinch.
All right. Yeah. I
I'm
guess
just
we
eating
go.
cheese. God.
We keep going to Lady Zira's house.
Yep. Okay, so as you're walking by, you see what is basically a shop converted to an office for Lady Zira. You can see in the window this tiefling woman staring down at this book here, looking over a few things. She's dressed in more formal attire. You would probably assume that this is Lady Zira in this building. The door is up here towards the north, by the way. This is just a window. Some of the windows are confusing because they kind of look like doors, but...
What's the quality of like the buildings versus the other side? Because like I see these are kind of all like mostly wood. And I don't know if you meant to do that. Where
Yeah,
some of the
no, I did.
Stone.
Yeah, the buildings on the eastern side are more made of stone. They're a little fancier. You're not really sure why that is. You could chalk it up to the differences in the inhabitants, perhaps, or maybe the difference in money on one side versus the other. But yes, no, that is an intentional difference.
Alright.
Yeah, the buildings on the western side do seem like a little more ramshackle, patched together. Like, things could use a few repairs.
So I knock on the door.
As you knock on the door, you hear a voice say, "Come in."
I open the door and walk in.
Sure. So as you walk in, you see in front of you a tiefling woman, probably middle-aged. She's wearing some more refined clothing befitting of a dignitary, and she's standing looking at this book, and she looks up and sees that there are three of you trying to come in, and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry that there's not much room in here. Please pardon me, you'll just have to shuffle around. This was basically just a tiny warehouse to store things, but I've had to convert it to my office since now there are two lords over Duvos. I'm sorry, who are you? I don't recognize you.
Can I roll an insight check on that statement?
Yeah.
I'm specifically looking to see if she's implying that this is rather recent.
Mm-hmm.
14?
With a 14?
Would a perception check be better? Okay, never mind.
Did my face give it away?
Yeah.
With the 14, you could probably reckon that, the way that things are as when it comes to the exile, as like the orcs and tieflings would call it, that was a long time ago. As far as how recent this split in Duvos, or how recent Lady Zira has been sort of like shoved away into this glorified closet, you're not really sure. Clearly, however, given the conversation with Lord Euron, it's come to a head where they need a mediator.
Gotcha.
From the Empire, like a high priest, for example, who would. Well, you guys don't know a ton necessarily about like the political structure of the Lutzum Empire at this point, but
right.
So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. I go. It is no bother. I'm so sorry that you feel so cramped and that we are taking more space from you.
Typically it's fine if it's just me, but yes, having 3 more people in here does make it feel a bit cramped. How may I help you? Again, I don't believe we've met. I'm Lady Zira.
My name is Jeatz, Loreaux, and these are my companions, and I point to Horace.
I am Lord
Horace. Horace with the fucking cap. Totally forgot he added the hat to himself.
And I'll tip my cap and kind of...
Lord Anar, I don't believe I know that name. Certainly not a lord in the Lutzum Empire. Unless you're newly appointed.
Well, my first name is Lord. It's very confusing. It's not really my title.
Your parents really wanted you to get bullied as a child.
They preferred my eldest son.
Well,
they only wanted one kid, and
from what I've understood, they just wanted to be able to yell, "Oh Lord," from across the hall, and it's not fair to him, is it?
My whole life is one big joke.
Of I don't know that I believe you. Okay, she only rolled a 13 on an insight check, so she just is skeptical. I'm quite skeptical about this story, but I suppose it doesn't actually matter.
Almyre's hand is just here, just...
Your names can be whatever they are. I won't judge. Why are you in my office?
I look
if that's
over
the
at
case, I'll
Almyre.
go with Horace.
Oh yes. So hello. I'm Princess Almyre Nahid. And I myself and my companions came into town, and we came across a squabble between what appears to be 2 fine butchers from the town, one on either side. And they were in an argument about who would be able to serve the royal host tomorrow. And we, just being creative, were like, well, we're from out of town. We don't know anybody. What if we host a little competition tomorrow morning before this host arrives? And we can determine who's the better cook and gets to serve. And so we need kind of just like I guess a judge for the final round. So we have asked the Lord on the other side and he has agreed. And so now we are asking you so that we could have two
Lord
impartial.
Euron agreed to be a judge for
Lady
this
Zira, I'm sorry, but
competition?
I have to pause here. Now that you say that, it reminded me, what I was thinking earlier was, we came to this town to be the unbiased judge of the competition, and then chose the two maybe most biased people to be a part of the judging of the competition.
That I look over
Granted,
at
we
Horace
will
and I
be
go,
kind of the tiebreaker in that.
yes, there will be a fair system in place to keep this from happening. I assumed once you'd agree, we'd explain this, but the idea is that the round you are judging, the final round, with Lord Huron, would also include Almyre here, who has a very dignified palate. But before you even the contestants even get to you all, they will go through a preliminary round with my comrade here. Comrade at to really assure that the best of the best is the winner without any bias.
Interesting. A cooking competition. I did tell Lungan that he and Gunnel would have to work it out themselves because obviously Lord Euron and I were never going to come to an agreement, especially as it relates to the royal host coming here. With High Priest Odegaard, there was never going to be a decision that we, as in myself and Lord Euron, were ever going to come to. It seems that Gunnel and Lungan did not, in fact, work it out, and so it's quite fortunate that you showed up to sort of fix this dispute with a cooking competition of all things, but I do suppose that's how things seem to go around here, one strange thing after the other. Tell me of this unbiased third judge for the final round, if I'm following correctly. What exactly are her qualifications for being a judge of such fine food as Gunnel and Lungan can make?
I look at Almyre and I go, "Please, princess, please explain your refined palate."
Yes. So, I was raised in a lovely palace with lots of professional cooks, and as a royal member of the court, you are
The court.
part of
She
your
seems
training.
confused by this. Are you from the Western Lands?
It could be west of here. That's a possibility.
I look over and I look over at Almyre and I
I
go,
already made you suspicious.
I go lefties.
Oh, actually, I think I'm upsies from here. I think we've gone down.
North.
Oh,
north,
jeez.
north.
Oh.
Okay, one of you roll me a deception check, I guess, with and you can have advantage on it.
I'm
gonna have to roll an insight to not arouse further suspicion.
That's a 19.
Oh, you're
19.
good. You're good. I just rolled a flat 10. She
Skipped a lot of school.
Yeah, she furrows her eyebrows a little bit, but just like hand waves whatever explanation you're giving, and she says, "Okay, just please go on."
Yeah. So
I'm sorry I asked.
Yeah, part of my training and all royal subjects, growing up, besides etiquette and normal schooling, is also palate. We've tasted lots of fine wines and learned the difference between those made in our lands and other lands. And so that's something that
I didn't realize
I've had training
Otherlands
in.
had wine.
Otherlands, I know that Otherlands is known more as a coffee bar in this area, but their wine is in fact exquisite.
Exquisite, absolutely. You have to search a little bit. Maybe ask someone about what's in the back, but it can be done.
It's coffee wine. That's their niche.
For the 12 people who might watch this in the next 24 years, Otherland Coffee
Yes.
Bar is a cafe in Midtown Memphis.
And scene. We explain
Yeah.
the joke. Okay. Okay.
That was a
sorry.
deep cut for all those Memphis folks out there.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to all
Yeah.
the Memphis fans.
Yeah.
Okay. Specifically from
It's-
around Midtown.
It's for when we're famous, guys.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So Lady Zero, she holds up her hand and says, "Okay, I understand. I believe you. I think it is imperative, in fact, that we are all impartial. I assume this final round will be blind judging."
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. There will be no bias allowed introduced. It will be the cooking is done without the judge's view, and then once the cooking is done, the judges will be introduced, and the dishes will be introduced for what they are, not for who they have been made by.
She, with that, lets out a sigh of relief and sits down, quite heavily, I might add. And she lets out a long breath. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is that whoever is decided upon to host the royal host feast, that it is, in fact, impartial. I cannot have High Priest Odegaard thinking that I pulled some strings to have Lungan show up or maybe sabotaged Gunnel in some way. I just can't have things go in Euron's direction any more than they already are. Considering High Priest Odegaard was the one that handed down the decision for the exile in the first place.
Well, I am here for fairness, and I am here for the spirit of competition. I promise that we will not allow any favorable bias in either direction. We'll let the food speak for itself.
Good. High Priest
I
Odegaard.
Speak with food. No, I'm just kidding.
High Priest Odegaard, if there were a ranking below that of King Melchior, Odegaard would most certainly be in second place.
Wonderful. That is good to know. I will be sure to try to get some time listening to him.
And
Seems he has a lot of important words to say.
of course, since you're putting on this competition, you will be invited aboard the royal host tomorrow. If you feel you can help serve the feast or just be present as guests, I will leave that up to you, but you can assume that you are part of my party when they call for us tomorrow morning.
I look over
Like
at
you, Lady
everyone. I think it would be honored. Yes, absolutely.
Just make sure you clean up, put on something nice.
Of course. We will be,
I
of
look at
course.
myself and do a
Yeah.
roll for how I look.
yeah. Everyone roll a d20, and then if you feel like you look a little gross, give me a d4. If you feel like you look fine, give me a d6. I'll say in your case, Almyre, since you have new digs, since it's cold outside, you can give me like a d10 bonus.
20.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
A natural
Oh, the
20.
dumbass roll.
I got a 17.
Okay.
Is it a flat 20 or am I adding a skill to it or no?
No, just a flat. It's sort of like a luck check and then a modifier based on
Cool.
how you feel.
This hat is magic, I'll tell you.
Yeah, Horace. Yeah, with a nat 20, you see Lady Zira kind of gives you some eyes. Like, I like that hat.
Damn.
Glitter kind of like gives you a small punch to your throat, but you hear a whisper in your ear.
She better not be eyeing you, I'll kill her.
Hey, Glitter,
think
I
that
only
I-
have eyes for you.
I just rolled twice as high on the D10 than I did the D20, so I got a 14.
A 14. You feel maybe a little quaint, maybe a little pedestrian. You're dressed for the weather, but not necessarily royally, especially as you look at Lady Zira, who is very clearly both dressed for the weather and also as a more dignified member of society, we'll say.
You know what? I think you should probably we'll go get the groceries, and if you want to go shopping and get us some nice clothes for the judging.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah, you could absolutely find like a crafts store here to make some cloth. Yeah, absolutely. And Jeatz, what did you roll?
I got a 17. I think that
Okay.
I'm pretty good at using prestidigitation to keep myself relatively clean,
Sure.
but I think there was a little bit of dirt. But so I rolled a d4 and I got a 1, so
Okay.
I got a 16 total.
Okay. Yeah, you're you maybe have forgotten to clean yourself off in a while with your prestidigitation, but your looks as your hot version of your younger dad are definitely carrying you a long way with that stubble that you got going. Lady Zero looks over at you and kind of eyes you, but a little less than Horace. She darts back to Horace.
Internally, I'm like, wow, you know what? Lady Zero is real nice about not pointing out one specific person when, we know who she meant.
Yeah. So I look back at Lady Zero and I go, all right, so the competition will happen first in the morning. You will be in the where did we decide that this would happen?
We could host
Bridge?
it in the cathedral. That is a guaranteed neutral space.
Wonderful.
In the church across the river, of course. I don't know if
we will,
Euron even offered a venue. Of
no,
course, he would never, give up any thought to where something might be occurring. He just kind of somehow shows up where he's not even wanted. Oh,
yes.
Please don't tell him I said that. That just slipped out.
Of course.
I've become
of
a
course.
little too vulnerable with you.
I rub my stubble and I go, of course we know. What I think would be best is Lady Almyre will be with us for the first round, but as we draw close to the second round time for judging, she will come gather you and Lord Huron and wait in the cathedral for the final plates to be brought to you for judging.
I hope you don't call him Lord Huron to his face. It's Euron Yerk. He's very...
Euron.
Yes, Euron Yerk. He's very...
He's
sincere about that, is how I'll put it.
Sounds kind of like a Yerk. Yes, but Lady Almyre will come gather you for when it is time for the judging.
That sounds absolutely excellent. Thank you so much again.
I look over at Almyre as if, sorry, is that cool?
Oh, yes, of course.
Cool.
I want to sincerely thank Lady Zira, but for flavor, I really want tongues to run out right before I.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And
I
just
love
start
that
speaking
shtick.
gibberish to her.
Thank
you so much for agreeing to do this. We're really excited. This is going to be a great time, and it's just.
And gibberish from there. You see Lady Zira is nodding along to everything you're saying and then continuing to nod but giving you weird eyes. She says, this must be that other lens that you are speaking of. Yes, it was so nice to have you, of course. If you all, I'm so sorry. I have a lot of work to do, especially if I have to be up tomorrow. A lot of accounting to do before we have the royal host come pick us up in the morning.
Absolutely, and
Wonderful.
Thank you for your time. And sorry, she doesn't get out of her home very often, so speaking of the language is strange to her.
Well, I'm so very proud that you have learned Common so thoroughly. I understand sometimes your brain must go back to your old ways, so to speak.
Yeah, the other Landian language is so distant from Common, and I don't know why, but
you said it. Please have a wonderful evening.
Spanish.
Please have a wonderful evening, and for your efforts, please tell Frederick I sent you, and he should give you some free rooms and even a hot meal for the night.
Well, that is greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you, Lady Zira.
Thank
you. I bow. I bow to her.
Okay.
Cool. So, I can't remember. Did we tell them to be ready in the morning?
I mean, we'll just say that that's implied in the conversation. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like it's D&D,
for the actual
right?
competitors.
Be
okay.
ready at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, did you go talk to?
I left to save the date.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like role playing that if I'm gonna be honest, because like
what about after? So after we leave, I'll look at Horace and go. Would you go let Lungan know or Gunnar know, and I'll let Lungan know just what time to be prepared for, and then we'll meet back up at the end.
Perfect.
And then if you guys wouldn't mind giving me a little gold, I will go get your new digs for your judging tomorrow.
Yeah. I wait
we must
until
all be matching as well.
I wait until Horace hands his money to Almyre to hand it.
I wait for Jeatz to hand
I love it.
the gold to Almyre.
All right, roll a d20. Whoever gets the highest roll gives his money first.
Who has who can wait?
I'll respect
I
the
don't have any money. It's just you guys, right?
Oh no!
Yes, I beat it with a 5.
Fuck! Oh no! Oh my god! All right, so I hand over. I hand over 10 gold just to make sure it's covered.
Yeah, clothes would definitely be more expensive since they're more artisan.
Yeah.
It's just like raw food.
Yeah. Almyre, get us something worthy of judging.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So you all go your separate ways. A few hours pass, and we'll arrive back at the inn, at the southern side of this in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm glad you knew it was an inn. I felt like it was obvious, but yeah. So the inn, as you walk in, the door is slightly ajar and kind of a welcoming thing. It's like, hey, come on in, folks. There's not much going on.
The secretary's drink?
There are, yeah. Weirdly, there are 2 people that look like the secretary sitting down at a few tables here.
Sir, would you like to be a judge?
Huh, me? I would love to be a judge. A judge of what?
No, you over here.
Oh, me? Oh, I'd love to be a judge. A judge of what? They all sound exactly the same. It's kind of eerie.
I look over at Almyre and go, someone's cast simulacrum on these folks. We found the big bad.
But yeah, you see this huge hulking figure. He's bald. He has a huge smile on his face, just walking back and forth. Oh, are you doing all right there, fella? Could I get you some more beer? Oh, you're good? All right, that sounds good. He turns around to look at you. Oh, hey, fellas, how's it going? How may I help you this evening? We got cold beer, we got warm food, and warm beds.
Oh,
name's Frederick.
Wonderful. Oh, Mr. Frederick, we met your lady earlier, and she sent us to
My
you and
lady,
said...
I'm painfully single. Whoop, didn't mean to say that. Who are you talking about?
Yours in the broad, this half of the river, Lady Zira.
Oh, Lady Zira, of course. She's a looker, ain't she? Sure, yeah. What about her?
Can I roll an insight to see if he's in love with Lady Zira?
Yeah, absolutely.
Avery's had that joke written down for weeks.
What a fucking waste of a nat 20. Natural 20.
Dude. Oh my god, 2.
You know this man's life story just by looking at it.
Dude, absolutely. He's in love with Lady Zira, and she's just so unavailable by being the leader of this town. You get that just by reading his face, but he has a broad smile on, but there's so much pain held within.
I walk up to him and I go, one day, buddy, one day. Anyway, would you happen to? She said we could find a warm bed. She would take care of beds for us this evening.
Oh, Lady Zira sent you? Oh, of course. Hey, anything's on the house? Beer, food, and of course we've got some warm beds upstairs. Just take whichever room suits your fancy. Can I get you, would you like roast or maybe just some bread and garlic butter? What'll suit your fancy? I also have mulled wine.
I'll take a roast and 3 beers.
I'll have the same.
Excellent. Okay, 2 roasts and 6
I'll
beers.
take the bread and the mulled wine, actually.
Oh, excellent. All right. And a
Wait,
mulled
you
wine
don't
for the lady.
you don't understand him.
Oh, that's
damn
true.
it! But I know what mulled wine means.
Yeah,
That's true.
just the intonation in his voice. Well, what's your
She'll
wine,
have
please?
the same.
Yes.
She said she'll have water.
Oh,
3 roasts and 9 beers, please.
I have some exceptionally light. It's not just light beer; it's exceptionally light beer, which people tell me is close enough to water. So will that do?
That's
I look
not gonna
over.
do. Do you have anything?
I look over at Frederick and I go, "Is this a safe place, Mr. Frederick?"
Why yes, of course, especially if Lady Zero said you.
Okay, wonderful. I take a nearby glass and I cast light on it, and I go, "Oh, I have a light beer myself."
I'm leaving.
Oh my god!
Somebody will leave.
No.
That was dumb as hell.
No. I think I have to kick you out of the group. I think I've got to kick you out of the D&D group for that one.
Your name is listed as
Charisma-based characters, my friend. Oh,
your name is listed on the website. I'm gonna take it off.
You see Frederick laugh so hard, he like keels over and drops to the floor with such a full belly laugh. He's rolling there for a second and is just like on his back, catching his breath. Whew. Wow, I haven't heard a joke that good in a long time. Wowee. Oh, you see, he rolls over and he stands back up and he says, all right. Sure, I'll get you some roast and I'll bring a loaf of bread. You can't have 3 roasts without bread, now can you?
That's true. And I'll be honest with you. My friend over here wants some old wine.
Oh, the lady wants the wine, of course.
Yes,
I could
yes.
see it in her eyes. I could see it in her eyes. All right,
yes.
well,
3
I'll be
roasts,
back.
9 beers, some bread and wine.
All right.
Any chance? I get real quiet and I go, any chance you have some whiskey?
Oh, whiskey. I'm afraid we hadn't seen anything like that on the western side in quite some time. You'd have to
Wait,
go to a
what?
much nicer establishment over in the east. Honestly, you might even need to raid Lord Euron's stash.
I give him a pat on the shoulder. I go, there's no nicer establishment than this place right here.
Oh, thanks, bud. Greatly appreciate it.
Is there a piano anywhere or anything that I can?
Absolutely not.
God damn it!
Yeah, no, this place is ramshackle. It's a few tables in a room with a pantry and a kitchen.
Can I go?
Although there is a rusty, not a
Is
rusty,
there-
a crusty lute in the corner. Definitely dude. It has this broken string.
Is there a bar on the other side that we could go to?
I mean, yeah, there would probably be a nicer establishment, although wouldn't be free. But sure, yeah. If you feel so inclined, I suppose.
I'm perfectly happy with that where I am, my friend. And I take a squat.
I mean, I just
Waiting
wouldn't have
for
a battle
my-
map for it. It's not like I'm telling you no. Oh, Sean. Oh, that's so creepy. Sean's frozen in that pose.
Okay, there we go. What this was I thinking?
Like a creepy smile on your face.
God dang it.
Sean heard other establishment was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what-
Okay, well, what I was saying was I want to get up and I'm gonna be like, just hold while you get this roast. Just I'll be back, and I want to go to like the bar on the other side of town for a short period. I just want to grab something from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I whisper, grab some whiskey as he's leaving.
Yeah, sure.
You already know it.
You head across the river. And we'll say it's pretty late. So what you see as you go across the bridge is you see the Solarian. They are changing guard. You see 2 walk off the bridge and head to the barracks, and 2 more, I'm just using the same tokens again, 2 more come from the barracks and head to the bridge.
Okay.
So you'd assume that they rotate, pretty frequently. But as you're going to cross the bridge, you see one stops you and says, where are you going this late at night?
I'm gonna flick gold to one of them, or to both of them.
He nods, steps aside. Have a good evening, sir.
I'll walk to the bar.
Okay,
wherever that
yeah.
may be.
You walk to the bar, and you see a sign that says the Trotting Pony, with a horse and a trot. There, as you open the door, it's a little smoky in here. Very clearly, like speakeasy vibes going on. There's a few small tables. There's a bard playing a lute. There's a bartender that's cleaning a few glasses. Sees you come in, kind of eyes you, waiting for you to sit down.
I'm gonna go up to the bar, the bartender, and is it the owner I can speak to, or?
Hey, that's me. I'm the owner.
Well, I'm Anar, and I'm here, and I'm working with the committee here that's putting on the judges that are putting on the cooking competition in the town tomorrow, and we do need some liquor for the competition, for the during the competition, the after party with obviously all the priests and the lords. And I thought you might be able to be our supplier.
After party? After party? What do you mean? The royal
Not
host is
necessarily
gonna
an
be here.
after party.
There's
Just
having a competition
it's
and
just
after
more.
party with the royal host?
I wouldn't say it's an after party. It's more of just kind of like a gathering between both sides and everyone. And I think we'd like some whiskey and other refreshments along with it.
I can
And for our chef to cook with, of course.
I can provide some spirits, whiskey included. Obviously, we'll need payment up front for that kind of thing.
How much for 2 cases of whiskey and maybe a case of something else?
That's 12, 16 bottles, something like that. Sure, that'll run you, we'll say a gold a piece. We'll say 16 gold, maybe add a tip on top for old Walter here. For the trouble of putting it all together.
How about 14 because it's for the lords?
I'm running a business here. 15. No tip.
We can do 15.
I'll have my busboy put it together. When do you need this by exactly?
Tonight, if you
Sure.
can,
Yeah.
or maybe half tonight, half in the morning, whatever. Preferably tonight, though, so we can get it all ready.
Hi, Lonnie, come here. And you see a young boy comes over, not even tall enough to reach the top of the bar. You see the owner looks down at him and says, "Can you put together 2 cases of whiskey for me, and then another case of just mixed spirits?" You see this little kid nods very quickly and it's off to the back. And he says, by the way, my name's Walter. Lonnie will have it ready for you in, I don't know, probably 20 minutes.
Thank
I'll
you,
pour
Walter.
you a drink while you wait. How about that?
Very kind of you, sir.
Alrighty then. Cool. So yeah, Lonnie comes back to the entrance and kind of waves at Walter, who at this point has served a few other people. And Walter says, "All right, the 3 cases are ready to go. Can you carry them yourself? You look pretty strong."
I think I can manage. And I'll grab them.
All right. Well, follow me to the back and you can grab them for payment first.
I hand over the gold.
Yeah, he counts it out very meticulously. You know, you can never trust strangers, so nothing against you. But you're all good to go.
I understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll grab it.
All right,
Walk
so yeah,
back
you're
towards the
walking
bridge.
back through town towards the bridge with 3 cases of spirits. The Solarian looks back at you, and the one that you gave the gold to says, "The crates cost another gold."
How about a bottle each?
Even better.
I'll hand them a bottle each of mixed spirits.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they look down and like they each point at the one that they want, and they nod at you and they let you through.
All right, I'll go back and open the door with a few crates of liquor. I'm like, well, guys, it's time to party.
All right, yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
walk in with the liquor. Jeatz and Almyre, are you doing anything in particular? You just kind of drinking and relaxing after a few days of travel on the road.
I think I'm just chilling, eating,
Okay.
getting prepped for the morning.
I'm getting their clothes commissioned if possible.
Well, we would have done that already, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
you would have done that already. So Almyre, I mean, if you want to present the clothes now, you can.
I'll do it in the morning.
Okay, cool, that works.
I'll go to the I guess wherever Frederick is, if he's in like the back or if he's like right. I'm not sure where he is right now. Where is he right now?
He's just
I
out
walk
and
back
about
20
serving,
minutes
serving
later.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, you walk in with the crates as he's coming out with some food in his hand.
I guess I'll put it on the. I guess I'll probably sit on this table, but I'll put it kind of at the end right here. Like
Yeah,
Frederick,
there's a few side tables that you can like. There's one right here, for example. There's just like a single seat. You can set it down without taking up like
Okay.
an actual dining space.
I'll just put on the table like Frederick. This is a gift for you and the people on this side of town.
Ooh, a gift. Wow. Are you sure? That's 3 crates of liquor. As he looks through, minus 2 bottles. For me?
For you, and
Why?
you
and of
serve however
course-
you want.
Why? Yeah, of course. Why? Thank you. Well, we should pop open a bottle right now to celebrate.
I already have one in my hand. I take a drink from
excellent.
it.
You're already starting the party here. I'll go
I'll
grab
also hand a bottle
grab some glasses
to
in the
Jeff.
back.
Yeah, I haven't stopped looking at that whiskey since you walked in.
All right, yeah. Cool. So yeah, Frederick goes to the back, brings out some glasses, invites the 1 or 2 other people in the bar to drink. And yeah, cool. Alrighty. Yes, cool. Well,
I was just gonna say before bed, I think I do my customary card game with.
Yeah, I was gonna say
With
I think it's time for a rematch
Horace.
here.
all
I think it's 1-1, huh?
Yeah, I think it is. What do we usually do? Wisdom, intelligence, and then a luck check,
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
just to keep it fair.
What are you betting this time?
I don't know. Let's say. Let's say 10 gold.
All right,
Okay.
All right, I can do that.
10 gold. All right, give me a wisdom check. I'll be back. We're gonna get a drink.
Oh, fuck.
That is fuck. Than that one. I got a 3. I won.
Oh my god.
It comes full circle.
Okay.
I use an inspiration on it.
I mean, you may. That's absolutely up to you.
Okay. 13.
All right, cool. So the first round goes to you, Horace. Yeah, at the river. Honestly, all of these card games are just a combination of the card games that I know. At the river, you get the card that you need to pull out a win, just barely over Jeatz. All right, give me that intelligence check.
Was that not the... Oh, no, that was... It doesn't matter. Never mind. Okay.
6.
13.
Damn it.
All right. Jeatz, you pull it out. Yeah. You've got that 3 of a kind over pair. All right, time. It comes down to this. Just a raw d20 in the luck check.
Give me 2 seconds so you can check something. Is this? Yeah, this is technically an ability check, correct? Oh no, it's just a luck check.
No, just no,
Okay.
luck check is just d20.
16.
No, 5. Dang it!
All right, no, Jeatz, you pull it out. It's now 2,
Ooh.
2, 1. I don't know why that did. Oh,
Righty, I shall take your gold, good Horace.
You just take it, I say drunkenly, holding an empty bottle of whiskey.
All right. Frederick comes in after your card game. At this point, the other patrons have left. They've gone home. Frederick comes out and he says, well, you're the only patrons for tonight. I've gone upstairs and made sure that the fire is going to be nice and warm for all he is. So, I'm turning in for the night.
Thank you so
Frederick,
much.
we love you. Okay. you stay you.
What?
Yeah.
And you know what? You're gonna get the lady, okay?
Yeah.
She's gonna be yours.
Can I do an insight check on the way that the lady said Frederick's name when she told us about her?
Repeat that sentence, please. What?
Can I do an insight check on remembering how the Lady Zira said Frederick's name?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, give me a history check.
It's a a history check is not a 10. That's a 6.
A 6. How drunk are you right now?
I'm doing the drunk lean on his shoulder and tell him all this.
I got a 13 on my con check, so I think I'm a little tipsy.
You're a little tipsy. You're having trouble remembering, but you're in the state of mind where everyone is your best friend. Anything can happen. So you remember Lady Zira saying Frederick's name kind of centrally even.
Listen, Mr. Frederick, I know we just met, but there's something there. I don't know. I don't know promises, but
you really think so?
Listen,
I mean,
you didn't hear the way she said it. It was like
there was something in the air, and you could cut it with a knife.
She said go see Frederick, and there was just a hint of a smile, and I'm just saying.
Oh, geez, you guys really flatter me. I don't know if Lady Zira thinks of me that way, but she's a real looker, ain't she? I mean, have you seen her?
Yeah.
Her skin is practically radiant.
She's
Hey,
glowing.
you just do that cool beer joke, light beer joke he did earlier, and
I try to teach him how to do that.
Oh,
It's not even. Listen, all I did was take the glass and move it like this, and then I move it in a way that it just kind of shines on the ceiling, and I'm like, see, light beer.
Oh, I don't know that I could do that. All your fancy magics and whatnot. Listen.
You're holding Pascal. What?
Pascal just lights up. Okay. All right. So you guys are regaling Frederick, telling him, to go after the girl, but he eventually convinces you that he needs to go to bed as well as you do, especially if you're judging tomorrow. So he leaves you, but still very thankful.
I said, good night, Frederick, and I fall on the floor.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Horace, as you fall asleep, and we'll. Oh, hang on. I gotta do some things here because, yes, finally I have
Another. Is it the Weave Warden?
Again. Yes, the Weave Warden comes back. No.
Finally, our Uber Eats is here. Our DoorDash.
Let's see. What is this? Okay. Yeah. This'll do.
Ooh, I like this.
Horace, as you fall asleep, You dream of the night before you left the material plane. Flashes of this memory come back, sort of like a jigsaw puzzle. Moments before they actually happened, and then you jump in the past suddenly, but you remember being held by your mother running through the forest. You're reliving these moments over and over again. Last Hearth hadn't been your home for long, but now it was burning, and you can't seem to escape this nightmare. But during one particularly lucid moment, when that evil man Victor Kane is chasing you, give me a perception check. I'll let you decide if your drunkenness aids, hurts you, or has no effect on this perception check while you're sleeping.
Oh, these are some nice trees. What check?
Perception, please.
That is a 21.
With a 21, your parents are running and you see Victor Kane's horse rears up and the hood that was covering his face falls back. It's lit by the light of the full moon, and you see the sinister man with black hair that's staring down at you, and the vision of his face is imprinted on your brain. You're convinced that if you saw this man in waking, because you're having these lucid moments, you would recognize him immediately. As you are stirring around in your sleep, you awake suddenly to Glitter. She has dropped a glass of water on the floor. She says,
Oh, I'm sorry, Horace. I was just trying to bring some water to you. I dropped it off the table. It was a little too heavy. You need to drink something.
It's okay, Glitter.
It's
I'm feeling it.
Okay, well, just go to sleep. Sleep it off, okay?
all right, and you fall back asleep. No longer plagued by
I'll
this
cup the
nightmare.
water off the floor and just slurp
Yeah,
it.
you just like suck it off the floorboard. Okay, cool. Now, Jeatz and Almyre, that takes us to you two. Between the two of you, which of you falls asleep first?
I didn't have much to drink, but I don't have to sleep as long because I just, trance because of the Eladrin.
Yeah.
That's are you.
I think I just fall asleep.
Okay.
As soon as I hit the bed.
Sure. So we'll go with Jeatz then. Okay, Jeatz, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving
As you fall
throw.
asleep.
Well, that was a dirty 20, but now it's a 4.
Oh,
What? Why the?
Because it was on an 18, and then it just barely went.
I see. Okay, Jeatz, you fall into a deep sleep, dreamless at first, and then you awake, sinking into a pool of blood. Bones, eyeballs, guts, severed limbs, they all float past you as you sink down further and further. As you look down, a dark presence lurks below. It's calling out to you.
Feykin, it is time. I deliver message. I drawn to you. My thrall have unleashed me.
What is your name?
Because you failed your wisdom saving throw, as you open your mouth, your lungs fill with this blood liquid, and you choke in your dream.
Feast on my body. We unite soon, Feykin.
Guys, my role in this campaign is just to get cursed in as many ways possible.
And you wake up choking. And you cough up a little blood.
Okay. All right. That's probably not good. I'll tell them about that tomorrow, I guess. And I go back to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, as you go back to sleep, you don't have any more of these weird dreams, but it definitely sticks with you. Makes you a little restless. Okay. And Almyre, lastly, we come to you. As you drift off into your trance, you find yourself in a dark place. And suddenly your body stings of acid. And you suddenly realize you're back in the stomach of the worm that swallowed you all that time ago. But suddenly light shines on you from above, and this invisible hand seems to pull you out of this dark tunnel, and now you're floating in this purely white space. Like a ship crashing through ice, Glacius, this massive worm, breaks through it, through this white space, and she says to you,
"My child, you ignore your destiny. Use your rage. Bring word to those far and wide of the great Glacius, the world leader. For next time I wake, I shall devour all creation."
I didn't choose this.
This path was set for you, my child. You must walk it.
What if I choose not to?
Then you shall be consumed by me when I eat the world.
and you awake from your trance in the morning. All right, it's morning time. Good morning, sunshine. But with that, actually, I think we'll maybe take a little BRB, unless Caleb, you wanted to do your thing, and then we'll do the BRB. I don't know how you want to do that.
What was the thing I was gonna do?
Tell me a little bit about what's going on before.
Oh,
then...
no! I want to do that as part, and then us take the BRB.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll get up to the point where you announce the things. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's now morning time. The birds are singing. It's a beautiful day outside. The fire's died down. Frederick is just humming to himself. He's prepared a light breakfast for you all. Some bacon and some bread.
I think that I don't eat a ton because I'm about to eat a real breakfast.
Oh, a real breakfast? No.
Well, no, like Mr. Frederick, I very much appreciate what you prepared. I have to keep my stomach light for the competition this morning.
Oh, of course.
I'm eating to cure my hangover.
Yeah. Horace gets a -2 on all taste-based checks.
Yeah. He's got to roll a con save with disadvantage just to keep it down.
Yeah.
Ew,
we really fucked our own competition, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, what are y'all doing this morning? We're basically, I'm about to hand the reins over to y'all here in a moment, so you've basically got free reign. We'll say that because of the competition, the Solarian are not on the bridge anymore. They're just kind of like standing at the side so that they, are not going to be a problem. They're just keeping an eye on things. But otherwise, the floor is y'all's.
I think that we are headed to the initial competition site, the butcher shop.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that is on the eastern side of town, basically directly east from the southernmost point of the inn. It's here.
Okay.
Just to make this easier also. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you see Gunnel and Kethis outside of the bakery getting a few things together. Clearly they're about to pack their things up and head over to Lungan's shop.
Can you name them? Because I am going to forget who these people are.
Absolutely. So this is Lungan. This is Kethis, his wife. This is Gunnel. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'll have to do that during the D&D. I don't have a picture for Arthur, sous chef.
Cool. So you said it was we're gonna be down here, or we're gonna be in. Okay.
So this is the shop. So we'll have this table dedicated to, we'll say, Gunnel, and this table dedicated to Lungan.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and put them in here. So each of them have like a 10-foot table to work on.
Okay. And we can act like there's way more room in here.
Yes, of course,
Okay.
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. I
We
did
gotta
not
put the
expect
camera
this to turn into a cooking competition, but yes, we'll pretend like this is an extra-dimensional space.
Austin,
You don't have a
I'm-
cooking competition area in every map area?
Austin, I'm moving it. Yeah, here you go. Wonderful. Cool. So as we walk in and everyone's there, I think we
Wait, what are we
address
wearing?
everyone.
Oh yeah, what are you wearing? You gotta get ready in the morning.
Oh, is this? Oh yes. If we're wearing it now.
Oh,
check The One in the Wild. Discord. We've got magic ones of those.
I can't see anything, Austin.
The One in the Wild Discord chat.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, the last thing is the map.
Oh, I didn't. It's
Oh yes, yes, yes. Oh boy.
Excellent.
Goes well with my hat.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Can I download this? What? Okay, open the browser. We'll load this in as a character, because why not? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So just for those at home, this is the outfit for the judges. I'm just gonna keep that right there for the time being.
Hell yeah.
That's what Horace looks like, right?
Complete
Like, exactly.
outfit too, like sunglasses, everything.
Yeah.
That's-
Perfect.
yeah.
All right. Cool. So we walk in, and with everybody in, I'm gonna welcome everyone to this morning's first round competition. Horace, would you like for me to explain the rules, or?
Yeah,
You
please.
see Gunnel doesn't look happy. Lungan and Kethis are just kind of shouting at one another, nodding, just like hyping each other up.
Good morning, Gunnel. Good morning, Lungan. I don't think I met Kethis, so I'm not going to. I will nod to both of them and go. All right. So, this is how this.
Where's your sous chef?
He'll be here in a second. He's he had a bit of a rough night. He'll be here soon.
I hope not too rough of a night. I'd hate for you to be at a disadvantage for
What is
We want
your son
a
do?
clean match.
If he's late, I might murder him. So he won't
Okay.
be late.
Okay.
What does your son do?
Oh, Arthur? No, he's not my son. He's a blacksmith apprentice to the lady next door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, cool. So, cooking, wonderful. All right. Well, so, if everybody is good, I'm assuming Arthur will walk in sometime in the middle of this, hand waving the fact that he's not there. Correct, Avery?
I am
Yeah.
working on it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll explain the rules. So, as you know, you have all of the basic ingredients you could possibly need: flour, spices, etc. If there's something, Avery, that you feel should be considered a basic cooking supply, let me know.
Do I need to say that now?
If it comes up, then as you're planning during the BRB, if you think it matters.
Oh, okay. That.
Yeah. Okay. So, in a moment,
I'm here. I'm here. You see this like scraggly, like basically stick of a boy runs in. I'm so sorry, Gunnel. I'm here.
Right. Well, it's a good thing that Arthur has joined us before I fully explain the rules. So this
Yeah,
competition,
I'll say.
Ugh.
this competition will be a competition in 2 parts. You'll be cooking 2 meals for us, both featuring a singular star ingredient, which will be revealed right before the first round begins. Do you understand?
Lungan chimes in. So not yet, but you'll tell
Yes.
us
Yes.
After
Don't worry.
perhaps a little break, maybe.
No. You. Well, real time. You will know right as the competition starts. But in the ethereal, you will have a little bit of planning time knowing this star ingredient.
Perfect. My brain just works so quickly.
Yes.
10 minutes feels like an instant.
Yes, the fourth wall will know this ingredient far ahead of when you physically start cooking in the metaphysical way. Anyway,
Excellent.
so round one will you see the baskets in front of you. Don't open them yet. Round one, you are bound to those ingredients in that basket as well as the star ingredient. You will have 30 real-time minutes to decide to talk to us about what you are making, and you don't have to use all 30 minutes, Avery, but that way you can do both people. The basket does not contain any meat, and your theme is second breakfast. I look over at Horace and I go, maybe I should have eaten first breakfast. That would have been thematically better. Oh man.
I need a second breakfast before this second breakfast is what I need.
Of course, you're really ahead here because you've already had first breakfast.
I look towards Lundgren and I go, second breakfast is a meal that comes around when eggs and bacons just aren't enough for the morning. Wow, I did not know what was going to happen. I can't believe I wrote that. Create for us, using the items in your basket, an elegant filling dish worth bridging the gap between breakfast and lunch. Mechanically, as you talk about the things you're doing in your cooking process, you will roll checks that will give you bonuses or detriments to your final roll. Your judging will be based on your final rolls with 3 categories: plating, taste, and then how you used your star ingredient. Plating and taste will both be D20 rolls, along with any bonuses or detriments that have been acquired. And then the star ingredient will be voted on by your judges, talking about how well you incorporated your star ingredient as the feature of your dish. Do you understand?
I think I get it.
Great. The second round, which will come after, will be not a basket competition, but will be free to use whatever you feel, with a few important main things that will be a little different. First off, you will get a special meat from a table we will provide at the beginning of the second round. The winner of the first round will have first pick at this table. So don't think the first round doesn't matter. It can give you quite an advantage going into the second round. Once again, the star ingredient is required in your dish and must be featured as its primary focus. The judges for that round will be Lady Zira, Lord Kieran,
Euron.
Lord
changed the
Euron. Okay, Lord Euron, and my comrade right here, Miss Almyre. This judging will be blind, so after you finish cooking, you will take your dishes over to the cathedral next door, where they will vote on who is our ultimate winner. Horace and I will be voting on the first round. Does all of that make sense?
Yes, if I have questions, I'll ask you in the BRB. You see, Gunnel nods his head. I think I get it. And Lundgren just nods.
Great.
Their voices are very similar, so while we're here, I'm going to tell you the difference. Gunnel sounds maybe a little more like Geralt with a little more pip in his voice.
Cool.
And Lundgren's gonna just be Scottish. I'm gonna try and eliminate the groveliness in the voice.
Okay.
Lundgren's just gonna be general Scottish, and then Arthur and Kethis will just interact with him alone. Does that work?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
All right. So before we get started with round one, Almyre, if you will reveal our basket ingredients one by one, and I look over at Almyre. I can just send them in Discord if you don't want to look at the chat. That way, Avery can see it.
Oh yeah, Discord, please.
But I still want Austin to read them one by one. Let me find this Discord, which I am in. So
this is only for the first round, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got basic ingredients plus whatever you're about to tell me.
Yeah, so you've got whatever ingredients you think you would need on top of this star ingredient. Or on top of these baskets ingredients, and then we'll reveal the star ingredient last, which is not part of this basket. And we'll carry through both rounds. Okay. So, Almyre, if you would please read the ingredients. And I will say that these are ingredients that are found around the world and may have certain qualities that matter and can be perceived or investigated.
So, in your baskets, if you'd like to open them, pull them out one at a time, you will find Dream Melon, Giant Squid Ink Pasta, very tasty, Weeping Lettuce, Thorn Root, and Gelatinous Dragon Powder.
Logan looks at this and says, I've worked with worse. Connell's like, huh. It's kind of fucking weird shit, but alright, whatever. This'll do.
Alright, and please let me remind you
is that star ingredient. If your dish is really good, but doesn't feature that star ingredient well, you're going to be docked a lot of points there.
Your max score per person is 50 per judge.
Okay.
So if you score like a 22, it won't matter unless there's a tie.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So your bonuses can help get you over that for tiebreakers.
Got it.
Okay. And so please remember, your round 1 theme is second breakfast. And with that, Horace, our star ingredient.
It's rock eggs.
Yeah, I guess we'll have had it like a little table with like a cloth.
Rock eggs, dude! I would have charged you so much more if I'd known you were gonna use rock eggs. Holy shit!
No. Rock eggs we brought from the Feywild. I think it's the way we call it canonically.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
It's just this pile of giant fucking eggs.
That's just something I do.
Yeah, because rock eggs are like the size of like ostrich eggs or whatever. I think.
Yeah, no, they'd be huge.
Yeah.
As to cook ostrich eggs, it's important that you start and think about what you want to do this egg first, because it's so big, it takes a while to cook, and you also don't want to overcook it, because then it's just.
Alrighty.
Donald and Lungan both look very confused, and they're listening intently to your instructions, Horace. They're like, okay, got it.
All right. After a quick BRB, canonically, the first round has begun.
All right, we'll be right back, folks. Alrighty. Welcome back. Sorry for that longer than usual BRB. It took me a hot second to get some things together.
He made the recipes, did some testing.
Yes, I have my own test kitchen actually right behind me. It's just out of frame. I made these recipes myself. In the span of
Avery,
a lot of R&D
there's
goes into this.
There's something burning behind you.
Oh, fuck.
It's the giant squid.
Okay, cool. Well, instead of like cheery music, we'll put on some.
Yeah. While you do that, would you like to roll anything for the ingredients?
See, I was kind of wanting to actually. Yes, I think I would like to some of the ingredients just to keep it like normal. Can I just do one?
Sure.
Because that's how I would do it. I'd be like, you can do a check to spend time with a particular ingredient.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So Lungen and Gunnel, they pull their ingredients out of their baskets. Gunnel is looking down at this stuff and is like, okay. I think I know what some of this stuff is. And he is going to take a closer look at the thorn roots. That's what he's going to take a closer look.
I guess a DC 12, whatever check you think is appropriate.
I mean, I think a cooking check for him would be wisdom, maybe.
Makes sense.
Okay, so we'll give him a
Wisdom or nature?
+4. I think wisdom and nature are same thing.
Oh yeah.
So with a +4,
nature's
that's
intelligence.
a 7. Ugh,
All right.
yikes.
It is a root, and it's a little thorny.
Okay, great. Cool. Lungen is going to look over his ingredients, whisper over to Kethis a few things. You notice that Kethis immediately gets to work, but as Lungen is looking over his stuff, he is going to investigate the giant squid ink pasta a little more closely. We'll do the same. Honestly, I'd say his strongest stat is intelligence, so maybe he'll do an investigation check over that. That's a natural 20, folks, for a total of 24.
Sean, would you like to reveal information about the pasta? They were on here. I don't remember where it went.
Where'd it go? There.
It just got moved. There you go.
Yeah, they're just very large noodles.
They're just noodles.
Interesting. Is there like with the is there
there-
any extra flavor?
There is something very specifically. There is nothing magical about them. They are just noodles made with giant squid ink.
They're just very black.
Okay, so they're just dark. Okay.
Yeah, they are pitch black noodles. They're a little bit thicker. They're not like massive, but they're not like thin either. They're thicker than. Think
noodles.
like a little less thick as macaroni,
Got it. Okay.
but not hollow.
Okay.
They might take a little bit longer to cook.
Okay. You see, Lungen pops one into his mouth, and he says, I might need to buy this with some sort of extra flavor. It's more for presentation anyway, after all. Okay, time to get to work. Kethis, yes, if you'd get on the bread for the sandwich, that'd be great. And you see on the other side of the room, Gunnel is like, all right, Arthur, just get to cooking that rock egg yolk. All right, pull out the wok, get some heat going. You know how to do it. Just separate the yolk from the whites, all right? He says, yes, sir, Gunnel. And you see Arthur goes over to this invisible stove with his wok and starts just trying to very carefully crack this rock egg. Splits it along the sides, has just a big bowl in front of him, and is very carefully picking up the rock egg to drop it in a wok full of oil to fry this rock yolk, ostensibly. and is leaving the white left over. You see Gunnel immediately goes to work on chopping up the dream melon. He's carving it up, chopping it up into little bits and pieces, and is throwing it into some garnish bowls, or rather some ramekins on the side.
Wonderful. Would you give me a knife skills check? That's a sleight of hand.
Gunnel can do a sleight of hand, which he is proficient in. So that is going to be... He's also got a proficiency... I don't know why the proficiency score doesn't show up on here. Actually, no, think about it. But they both have a proficiency score of +2, so this will be a +6 total for Gunnel. Gunnel got a dirty 20. On a sleight of
dirty
hand check to
20.
carve the melon.
All right, so that means you cut it very, very well, and that could benefit you later, depending on what maybe happens with the dream melon. But you have a +2 on your taste.
Oh, perfect. I hope you're tracking this.
This is Gunnel.
Yes, this is Gunnel the human.
I'm gonna keep notes in the document.
Okay, cool. So on the other side of the room, you see Lungen, or Lungen's wife, rather, Katha. She is going to town on some quick rising bread. You see she pulls some eggs and some milk off of the communal workspace, off the communal ingredients, and goes to town making some dough. In the meantime, you see Lungen immediately gets to work on frying up this rock egg on a really low heat. He says out loud to the invisible cameras, "I'm going for a runny egg, not quite over medium, but just right under that. So when you bite into it, it just spills all over the place in a delicious bite."
Wonderful.
Let's see. While after he puts that on heat, you see him immediately also go over to start cooking the squid ink pasta. So that'll take a minute to cook. We cut over to Gunnel, who is has just finished chopping up the melon. He now goes over to the gelatinous dragon powder and pulls it out. How would Gunnel go about making Jello, right? Because like it's just powder, right? So is it just mixing it with water? And he also needs to cool it, right?
The understanding would be that it is mixing with some kind of hot substance causes the activation.
Okay. So he gets some water boiling and throws the powder in it to get it mixed up, knowing he'll have to set it later. But that's his intention, right? Okay. He goes over to the thorn roots, and also instead of chopping this time, he goes to get a very fine grater and starts grating this thorn root.
I think that's another knife skills check.
A knife skills check. Okay. Another sleight of hand.
Yep,
his hand.
Okay, with a +6. That's a 11.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fail. So you're gonna not cut your ingredients quite right, and it's gonna release some enzymes not in the way that you're wanting to, and it's gonna detract from the taste. That's a -2 on taste.
Okay, so we're flat on taste for Gunnel. We'll cut over to Lungen as he's frying this rock egg, keeping a very close eye on it. He's going to just season it with salt and pepper, just these standard ingredients. Just to make sure that the flavor is infused. And as he's doing it, this is a round pan. He knows that this is supposed to be more of a sandwich. So he is going to try and fold it over on itself to make it into that longer shape that would be more becoming of like a sub, basically.
Can you give me a perception check?
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure I've got the right thing. Perception, what skill is that? Intelligence?
Perception is wisdom.
It is wisdom. It's just a regular +1. It's a 19.
Oh, that's a 19. You catch it exactly where you want it to, and there's no burning whatsoever. It looks perfect. That's going to be a +2 on your plating because you didn't have to remake it.
Ah, perfect. Okay, excellent.
Who cooked that, Arthur?
Oh, now that I think about it, okay, so just this is more of a logistics question. There are 3 judges, but because it's an egg-based thing, there's only like 1 yolk to break.
There's plenty of eggs.
Oh, okay. So we'll.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a table of eggs, so it's like you had to
okay.
do it again. Yeah.
Okay. So cooking all the eggs is the same. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Lungan is folding the eggs over so it fits this nice, beautiful bread shape. With the pasta done, we'll say. Do I need to roll a check for that? To see if he cooks the squidding pasta? Correctly?
Yeah. Let's do another perception check to see if you let
I did
the
roll
pasta cook
I did
too
roll a
long.
nat 20 on the check to investigate the pasta, so I'll say
That's fine. We can do advantage on this.
Okay, so yeah. Lungan with advantage on a perception check. Thank God. That's going to be a 16.
All right, that's going to be another +2 on plating.
Man, Lungan really looks
everything's
like
perfect.
she's made squidding pasta before.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I hear you whispering over there. Catherine's like, don't antagonize the judges.
Man, I wasn't saying anything negative.
All right. So that'll take us to Gunnel. Arthur has now hopefully perfectly fried the yolk over medium with a super high heat. He was intending to do it quickly so that it would have time to cool.
Give me an animal handling check since he's your little assistant boy.
Animal handling for Gunnel?
For Arthur.
Is Arthur rolling the check or is Gunnel?
Let's do it.
No bonuses unless
that's a good point. Let's do a nature for Arthur.
Nature for Arthur will be. He is a hunter. Does that grant him advantage?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Arthur then with a completely flat roll. That's an 18.
Oh, okay.
An
So
18,
he
yeah. Sorry, this dice is hard to read. Far away.
he prepped it up pretty well. So he's gonna give you a +2 on plating because everything is exactly how you asked for him to do.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so now what Gunnel is doing is he has now poured out the bottom layer of these 3 dishes for the gelatinous dragon powder. At this point, I hope that they set quickly, and maybe we're just like fast forwarding time, but this is just the first layer.
Okay. Give me Sean, Austin. Do y'all think there's a good check for that?
For doing what?
For trying to set up plating. No, I think that's fine. That's
dexterity?
He's
fine.
trying to set some jello, basically.
Say
Yeah.
dexterity.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just do a flat dexterity roll.
Gunnel's dex is an 18.
Or athletics.
I'm on fire!
Ooh.
Both of these
Plus,
shafts are just
that's-
like, wide awake.
That's another +2 on plating.
You just make animal handling, jello handling.
For setting jello well. All right.
Okay, so with Gunnel having, and we'll say that was in the past, with Gunnel having set the jello, he says, all right, boy, bring the egg yolks over. We're going to set them in the jello. So Arthur and Gunnel set the over medium, very delicate egg yolks into these 3 jello cubes, and Gunnel pours the rest of the warm jello over the yolks to create a cube of jello surrounding the egg yolks.
That's disgusting.
A gelatinous cube. Fascinating.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Lungan, to finish off, is going to start to peel some of the weeping lettuce.
Oh, wonderful. Can
As
you
Kathis finishes up her bread.
for the weeping lettuce, can you give me a con check?
Oh, a con for Lungan. That's a +2. It's a 21. Man,
Oh, okay.
I'm hot right now.
Okay, so you're gonna feel as you cut the lettuce the need to start crying uncontrollably. But
I've never shed a tear in my life, and I'm
but-
currently crying now. I need
but-
some drink.
you, just like the police officer in Sunny with a Chance of Meatballs, pull that tear back into your eye
I'm bringing it back in. Oh, no.
and manage to cut the lettuce exactly as you want. There's no negative effects for cutting that lettuce.
Beautiful. Okay, yeah, Kethis slams her bread down. Lungan goes to cut the bread open. He puts down a bed of lettuce, this perfectly fried egg, each the perfect length of each of these subs that Kethis has cooked. And then with the squid ink pasta as a finishing garnish, he drains the pasta, goes to whisk it very quickly to kind of emulsify it, and then mixes in some mustard seed from the available ingredients to give it a bit of flavor. Quite a bit, actually, and then takes a tablespoon and smears it over the top of the sub. And the presentation is an open-faced sub with the top being the squid ink, this flavorful mustard squid ink pasta over a fried egg on a bed of lettuce on this beautifully baked bread. Gunnel's final plating will be this egg yolk, this fried egg yolk in this gelatinous dragon powder with a thorn roots garnish sprinkled over top.
Wonderful. I think as judge or as we're walking around, we're gonna say, did you make sure to use all of the ingredients in your dish?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I had to use all of the ingredients in the basket.
That is one of the rules.
Oh, shit. So, sorry.
I was hoping you wouldn't say anything.
Completely. Well, each of them all. Fuck. I guess Lungan. So Lungan didn't use the dragon powder. Donald didn't use.
We'll say that if you don't use an ingredient, it's a minus. How many ingredients are there? We'll say it's a -5 overall.
I mean, Gunnel didn't use 1, 2. Lungan didn't use 1, 2, 3. Shit. I don't know. The thorn root sounds gross, but in a race to add some flavor, Lungan also, I guess, shreds some thorn root over the sub, and we'll just leave it at a -10 and -10.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a rule that I completely omitted. I'm sorry if that makes it less fun. But that's a hard fucking ingredient list to come together with. Oh, Gunnel, I forgot, also had a side of dream melon. That I cut up earlier.
All right.
Yeah, but those are the dishes. Yeah, both Lungan and Gunnel will use the thorn root as a garnish on there.
Okay.
Or sorry, as a finisher.
Okay. So we're ready for judging?
Yes.
All right. So present your dishes one more time with the ingredients and describe how you used the star ingredient and made it the star of the show.
Okay. Lungan rolled higher, so he'll go first. Do I have like any music that's Sure. This is the closest that I have to reality TV music. Okay, so Lungan goes first. Perfect. Lungan, with Kethis behind him, presents his dish. Right here before you, you'll find a delicious sandwich. Fresh baked bread from Kethis using only the hottest dragon fire from herself. On top of a bed of weeping lettuce, you'll find a perfectly cooked rock egg, fried over medium, not too runny, not too hot. Flavored with salt and pepper. That's all you need for a rock egg. With a little bit of garnish on top of thorn root, grated to perfection. On the top side of this bun, you'll find an emulsified squid ink pasta, flavored with, sorry, I'm taking on a Gordon Ramsay affectation here. Flavored with mustard seed to give it that little extra kick that you need.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Horace, do you have any questions about the dish?
Why did you just choose salt and pepper for such a large dish and interesting ingredients. I mean, you have a lot of ingredients in the kitchen. I wondered if you would maybe do a little more interesting seasonings on the egg.
With such a magnificent sample as these rock eggs are, I felt the rock egg should stand alone and only needed to be stood up just a little bit by salt and pepper.
Wonderful. When given the basket, you were given 5 ingredients. What was your rationale for leaving out the dream melon and the gelatinous powder?
I feel dream melon would only stand out if it was a side, and I could not bring myself to have a side of melon with a beautiful sandwich. And the gelatinous powder, there's no such thing as Jello for breakfast.
Interesting opinion.
I must say, I'm a little disappointed, as I think a chef as highly skilled as everyone claims here to be could think of something maybe a little more creative to do with the side to complement your sandwich. But we'll see how the sandwich
take
tastes.
the penalty to points than come up with something that wasn't perfect.
All right, well, duly noted, and just remember that -5 will be taken from each one of your rolls for each ingredient not used. So, thank you for your presentation, and I believe we'll move on to Gunnel.
I know better now. Okay, yeah, go over to Gunnel.
All right.
Well, you'll see here before you, and what you have is a side of melon, dream melon, complemented by a beautifully square jello. And within this jello is a cooked to perfection rock egg yolk with also a garnish of thorn root on top to add that extra kick of flavor for each bite.
Interesting.
Why did
Horace?
you decide to go with the Jello egg combination? To me, the textures are so similar that I don't know. It seems like an interesting choice to me.
The jello is bouncy, yet sweet, and the egg yolk inside of it, when you break it, is soft yet savory, and they complement each other quite well, you might find.
Well, I look forward to tasting it. I do think texture is a big part of how you experience a meal, but we'll see.
Gunnel, two questions. First, did you taste any of your cooking, or did you present it untasted?
Given the expertise required to craft such a thing, no, I have not tasted my meal.
Interesting. All right.
But I can assure you it's delicious.
Can you do a roll how dirty Arthur looks?
Yeah.
Does he look like he's clean?
Can you roll for soot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just roll.
Yeah.
I'll just roll a d20.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Oh, that's 14 soot. That's a lot of soot.
That's more than 10. It's over your average amount of soot.
Yeah, it's over.
I would like to add one thing here. Outside of maybe the flavor of the food, is Gunnel, your sous chef here, Arthur, seems quite dirty.
Yes. Well, he's an apprentice blacksmith. He was working late last night, just didn't have time to clean up. But I assure you, his hands are clean, and his expertise with high temperatures is quite admired in the kitchen.
I understand, Gunnel, but I guess the issue that I have here is that you're cooking for lords and the high priest, and it's not a good look.
Yes, I do think that is something to consider. Hello, Jenny. Just an important thing to consider when cooking is cleanliness. So,
because we're in a professional environment, I'll hold my tongue.
All right.
And he
well,
glares over at Lungan and Kethis.
My second thing being, what was your rationale for not using the weeping lettuce and giant squiddy pasta?
Well, lettuce and jello don't exactly go together, and quite frankly, for the pasta, who eats pasta for breakfast?
For
You're
your
not just
sake,
talking about
I hope
breakfast.
it's.
You're talking about second breakfast, Gunnel, and there's quite a difference between breakfast and second breakfast.
For your sake, I hope that it's not the dignitaries. All right. Well, with that being said, one last thing. Lungen, and I turn back to Lungen. Did you, by chance, test your food, or did you present it untasted?
Well, I know that Kethis' bread is delicious. Lettuce is lettuce. Eggs is eggs, and I know what mustard seed tastes like. So, you could say I've technically tasted all of this on its own, besides perhaps the rock egg.
I mean, I do want to
Maybe
praise
the thorn
your
root, but-
your skills with the weeping lettuce.
Yes.
From here, you look like your skills as a chef shined. Because the side effects of that could be pretty awful for us.
All right. Well, I hope for both of your sake that the seasoning was correct and there's no adverse effects there. I think we will move to judging. So the first thing we'll do is look at the plating. So Avery, if you'll roll a d20 for both Gunnar and Lungen. So Lungen gets a total of -6 overall because he had 2 -5s for not using ingredients, but had 2 +2s for plating.
Okay, so Lungen rolled a 14.
All right. Make a note.
That totals to definitely below.
Is that an 8?
Yep.
8
And
on
Gunnel's
plating.
Subtractions are.
Gunnel's subtractions are he had a +2 and
Equal.
discount. It's also a -6.
So -6. Gunnel rolled a 5, so that's a -1.
-1 for plating.
That plate looks like
Oh my god.
We're gonna call that a 1 because I don't think you can get a
Sure.
0. Lungen, I must say your plating was not the strongest, but compared to your competitor, it is well put together.
The yolk was still a little warm, so the dragon powder just didn't set all the way. So sure, it was maybe leaking all over the place.
Gunnel, I'm hearing excuses,
actually-
and it looks like this plate got thrown over here on our table.
His plating was actually great. I forgot that technically not including ingredients does not detract from the fact that it looks bad, but we're just taking off for the fact that they did not do it. So we got an 18 technically on the visual aspect of the plating, but got an 8 as a score. So Lungen, your plating looks exquisite, but we're just missing those ingredients. I would love to see them on the plate.
Well, we'll keep that in mind for the second round, definitely.
I'm
yes,
still not taking back anything I said.
Gunnel, the plating was disappointing. There's just ingredients everywhere. It's just sloppy. We didn't get all the ingredients on the plate.
Did you say you just this is a sandwich, right? And he put thorn root at the last one.
Gunnel did.
Oh, he's a Jello. Yeah,
Lungen,
Jello.
Yeah,
Never
Lungen
mind.
did
yeah,
the
it's a
sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah, but they both did thorn root over top as a like grated thorn root.
All right. Well,
Which
I think
really
next we
wish I could've did, but-
next, I guess let's move on to taste. Avery, since you did not do this in the middle, you get no bonuses for this. Can you roll me 2 d20s
Just raw
for taste check? Yep.
in the middle. What do you mean?
You didn't narrate ever tasting your food, so you
Oh.
don't know if it's well seasoned or not.
I mean, yeah, that's a very good point.
So give me 1 for Gunnel and 1 for Lungen.
That is a 5 for Lungen and a 9 for Gunnel.
Okay, so they both fail. So both of them are over salty. So that's a -2 to taste. or they're over seasoned, or poorly seasoned. We'll say that.
Poorly seasoned, yeah. Yes.
Gunnel,
and then
when you use Jello and egg, you really have to season this right, because Jello has no flavor, and the rock egg has a little bit, but really shines when you use the ingredients right and season it right, and it just there's way too much salt.
Who used the dream melon?
That would be Gunnel. He did it as a side for his.
Okay. When we go to Gunnel's, remind me to roll. All right. So, Gunnel or Lungen, I guess, is still going first for this. So both of them just get a minus 12 total to their overall roll. This is for taste.
Neck and neck. Under 0.
Under 0? Okay.
Under 0.
So we're calling that 1. Lungen, great. And then for Gunnel, first, Sean and I are gonna roll.
Wait, I thought this was your not roll just out of 10.
I need you to roll a dex save.
For both?
Nope. Yes, for just for Lungen. Gun. Whoever's gun. Final answer.
Human Gunnel with the Jello.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Gunnel.
I think he's got proficiency in it. Yeah. So that's a +5 total. That's a 16.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So the dream melon, when cut properly, gives us a short dreamlike state with great visions. If you cut it improperly, would have been terrifying visions. So you get a +2 to taste, depending on your. You get a +2 to your taste, so you have just a flat -10.
Why minus?
Just
Flat -10.
Great.
Will you roll me that taste check?
Is this overall bonus for the final round?
There's no basket on the final round. Oh yes. What do you mean?
Like, are my NPCs gonna have a -10 to their checks in
No.
the final round?
No. This round is purely to get your advantage in the final round.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Unrelated then.
Yeah. So what was Gunnel's taste check?
Oh, I'm rolling a d20 again?
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay. My apologies. He's 17.
All right. So that's -10 is a 7.
He's like shit.
All right. So Lungen, I must say that the taste for your dish just wasn't there. It was poorly seasoned. It didn't include all the ingredients. I expected better of you.
That was for Gunnel, right?
Nope, that was Lungen.
Oh, okay. Do I need to roll for
Yeah.
Lungen?
No, you already did. That was a 1. That was the -2. I thought you already did that. You said
No, I
minus.
didn't.
It was
No.
under 0.
I didn't roll the No, I didn't roll the taste check for Lungen. I never just rolled a flat d20 for the taste check.
Okay. Because he has a -12.
He's a -12. Okay. No, I did not roll.
Yeah.
That's a 13, so that's a dirty 1.
Okay, cool. So either way, that's exactly the same
Okay.
of what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. So,
A fucking -10.
Horace, do you have any comments for Lungen before we move to go?
I really thought this would taste better. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but
Yeah, by all accounts, the dish looks like it would taste pretty great, but
it looks leagues better than Gunnel's, but just doesn't taste as good. So
I put too much stock in my plating, my presentation, I suppose.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gunnel, that comes to you. Once again, we really were just missing those ingredients, but overall, taste wasn't too bad. So you got a 7.
I'll be
total.
sure to use all the ingredients next time.
Yes, please do.
I've learned my lesson.
All right. Well, and finally we get to the use of the rock egg. Horace, would you like to give them your rating 1 out of 10?
Can you go over again how exactly you think you best use the rock egg in your dish? Gunnel, you go first.
I use the rock egg by frying it over high temperature very quickly, separating it from the whites, and using it in a very creative manner by setting it in jello, creating a beautiful presentation of a red outside and then yellow interior, creating sort of a purplish hue as you walk around the dish. And flavor-wise, sweetness mixed with the savoriness made for a delicious combination overall.
Thank you. Lunget?
I used traditional frying methods to get a beautiful over medium. So when you get to the center of this sub sandwich mixed with all of the flavors of lettuce and the salt and the pepper and the mustard, when you bit into that delicious flowy yolk, you got a delightful sensation of savoriness mixed with the sponginess of just a classic fried egg.
Thank you. And I guess the use of the fried egg, I think, is helpful with your ingenuity, Gunnel, with going into the jello into the middle. I think was a very interesting and unique way to use that egg. I think that's
I agree.
I think it maybe put you a little bit of a step ahead there with just that, again, that ingenuity. Will we just score from like 1 to
10?
1 to 10?
Yeah, Lungen, I think that presentation of your rock egg was more traditional. I don't think it took many risks, but I think that it came across very well. As for you, wait, did I say Gunnel?
You're talking about Lungen and his fried
Yes,
egg?
Lungen. Yeah, Lungen in the frying. Gunnel, I will say, God, it's the G's and the L's, man.
I mean,
Gunnel, I will. What?
What's the thing when you use the same letters but in different words?
What
was that?
Sure, Austin.
Louder this time?
Oh, alliteration.
Yeah. No.
That's
No,
that's the same sounds. I know what you're talking about, Avery. Gunnel, I think that when it came to presentation, your use of the rock egg was quite interesting in the fact that you took an egg, cooked it, and still made it look like the inside of an egg. I've got my personal score.
Thank you. If there was only an egg-shaped gelatin mold around here.
All right. I think they both have merits, so I am going to give Lungen a 7 on use of his rock egg, and Gunnel a 7 on the use of his egg.
You wanted this to be a time for me to pick.
Yep. Sean, what did you give him?
And I was sitting there thinking about the taste and the presentation. We're so back and forth with both of you. With one of you being good in presentation, bad at taste. The other one did the opposite. And I think when I think about food, I think about the whole experience, and not just the flavor. It's the texture, it's the look of it, because that is what's going to draw you into the meal first. And Gunnel, that jello didn't hold together in your presentation. If I saw that, or someone ordered that at a restaurant, I wouldn't get it, because it just looked bad. So for that, Lungen, I gave you a 6. And Gunnel, I gave you a 4.
All right. So now it's time to tally the scores to see who gets the advantage on the main round. So
I'm
Lunkin got
holding back from either of them insulting the three of you because it might
Because our judging is so sound, Avery. You cannot.
Mine's not saying a
You
word.
cannot debate this.
all right. So Lunkin got 9 plus 7, 15, 16, 22. Lunkin got a total of 22.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Out of 50. Technically 60. Actually 60, because I can't do math very well. Gunnel, on the other hand, got 8, 13, a 17 total. So, for the first round, Lunkin is our winner, and will be able to pick his meat first in the upcoming main challenge.
He looks over to Kethis and whispers something to her and gives her a big hug, as if she was like the thing that won it for them. And Gunnel looks over to Arthur and says, "Arthur, you slaw! It's all your fault. You didn't think about the main ingredients that we needed to use." "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll do better."
All right.
Clean yourself up before this other competition, please.
Yeah. So go ahead and clear down your stations. Get prepared for the second round.
All right. Yeah. They clear their tables. Take a moment to get ready, but
as we do that, we're gonna pull out our special like table of meats for them to see.
A table of meats.
Do you want this to be a surprise for me? Like, do you want me to like go chill in the other room for like 15 minutes and then come back?
Do you want it to be?
I kind of want it to be.
Okay. Well, okay.
yeah.
I'll call you when it's time. I don't want you to like not be involved, so we can say that it's like your time to now go get the judges.
Oh yeah.
And then you're getting prepped at the cathedral.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, no, that sounds fun since you're supposed to be unbiased.
Yeah. Okay.
This is gonna be fun.
All right.
Bye.
So, we're ready for the second round.
So
the rules are very similar, except there's no basket. You still must feature the rock egg in your dish as your star ingredient.
Oh, so we still have to use the string.
You still have to use the rock egg, but there's no basket of ingredients. You can make whatever you want. You'll be awarded a protein off of the table, and I gesture to the table. Lunkin, as the winner, you get to pick first. Choose wisely, because it could help or hinder your dish. So before you see a table of 5 meats. I will tell you what they are, and if you'd like to investigate them, you can. Or I guess, Sean, you want to tell them?
About each of the meats?
Yeah, what the 5 meats are.
Alrighty.
Do them in random order, because...
Yep.
Huh? Oh, you had a...
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known.
I know, but, just in case.
There we go. Alright, our first meat here is dragon flank. This is a thin cut of meat, very tough to cook. It's very tough, so you have to make sure you get it nice and tender and cook that right.
Very high quality meat. Or maybe not.
If you cook it right, you'll let your chef skills shine very nice with this dragon flank. We also have Steve's liver. Steve's liver. He's a halfling that lived in a town up north that was murdered on the way here, and we got his...
Thieves, like someone that steals things.
No, Steve, as in Steve.
Oh,
Steve's
Jesus
liver.
Christ. Okay. Steve.
And it's his liver.
You're describing it as halfling liver.
It's Steve's liver.
What are the other details about this?
Next,
Just that is from a
It's-
humanoid.
it's
Yep.
from a halfling that died terribly.
Such passive language. Okay.
Next is giant ribs.
Okay.
These are massive ribs. Very juicy, there's a bunch of meat on it. Cook that right and get it tender off the bone. It eats very well. And after that, we have the faux fey heart. This is a heart from the mysterious, hold my hands up, Feywild. Ooh.
Unless it's not. 'cause
Unless it's not.
faux.
Is there magic in it? Who knows? And after that is goblin spleen. This is a staple of kitchens around the countryside. Is goblin spleen. And those are your meat options.
That I can only pick one.
You can only pick one.
And Lungen goes first.
Lungen goes first. And whatever you pick, Gunnel cannot pick. There is enough for you to have to remake it, like use if it burns or something.
Sure.
But they can't. You can't both use the same.
Competition wise. Okay.
Yes.
But the rock egg still has to be.
Rocket still has to be
Show.
used.
So what about other ingredients?
You can say you have whatever you want.
You basically have it open. You can go to the pantry and get whatever you want. Magical ingredients.
I can give you a list of magical ingredients we didn't use too.
Honestly, yeah, I kind of like that, just to give me some inspiration. If you want to like paste them in the Discord, maybe just to.
Yeah, I need to take off the effects, but I will.
I mean, I'll just ignore the effects.
Well, I mean, the effects will still happen if you use them.
What? Oh. Well, I just
But
thought
we
the
can
name
say-
would be fun, and I get to improv what they would do. But,
I mean, if you want, I'll leave the ones you do now. Also, Thornroot was literally nothing.
Oh. Sorry. I have to think.
Like that Caleb's not gonna know.
There you go. There's the other ones. Like, that's everything. Oh, the... Fix these.
Taking this very seriously. Yes.
Okay, I think I have what Lungen is going to do. Lungen is going to walk over and take the dragon flank.
Do you want to do any investigation or anything on them?
I think Lungen's set on what he wants to cook, but he will still do an investigation check on the dragon flank. But he has a recipe in mind before anything else. But
This is
sure,
gonna be
I'll
a
roll an
DC.
investigation check.
We'll see a DC 14.
Investigation, is that wisdom or intelligence?
I think it's wisdom. No, it's intelligence.
Okay, she's got a minus 14. Alright.
You don't know if it's gonna help you or hurt you.
Jeez.
You don't know the quality of the food. That's probably a better way of putting it.
Sure. That's fine.
How do you strike through on? That doesn't fucking matter. Oh, I found it.
Okay, so I
That
know what
doesn't matter now.
Lungan is gonna make. Sean, you'll know where this is coming from, I think.
Let's see what it is.
then, let's see, what's Gunnel gonna make? Make with an egg. Guess you could do. Gunnel's gonna walk up and take some more time. I think Gunnel is going to first investigate the faux Fey heart that you said, or make his decision.
Okay.
That's a 14.
Okay, so with a 14, we'll give you the bonus, but if there was an effect, I was not going to give it to you unless it was a 16 or higher.
Okay.
You get a +2 to taste with a faux Fey heart.
Interesting. But nothing about like the texture when cooked or anything like that.
I mean, it's for the effects of what this is. It's a little gamey, but not in a bad way. You know, it's a magical heart, so it's gonna taste good.
Interesting. Okay. Then I know what Gunnel is going to do then. He is going to, seeing that this will give him a +2 to taste, he's going to do this then.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, for the same sake of Austin not knowing, don't tell us what you're gonna make. Let's just go through some checks.
Yeah, I just, honestly, also to save time, since it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
that makes sense. Yeah, and since there's no baskets or anything, so let's just say we do one of each check. Does that sound good?
Let
that
me
we
just
have?
make sure. Do I want to use any? I'm gonna pick one extra ingredient from your list to include in
Okay.
my recipes.
Okay.
Oh, there's nothing that I can give to Logan that I wouldn't have already used. Maybe. Oh no, yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
So for Lungan, I'm using fava beans in Lungan's recipe. Can I roll a check to see if I want to include or not include those? Because the extra ingredients
So the extra ingredients don't give bonuses or anything. It's just like the baskets where they either have effects or they don't. So if you'd like to investigate it to see if it has an effect, sure.
Yeah, like Lungan would like to inspect if fava beans have an effect. If it's negative
Yes.
or if it's positive, will affect if he wants to.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of check?
DC 14 investigate. We'll say nature check.
Nature. That's wisdom. It's a 15.
Okay. It's just some fava beans.
Cool. Okay, that will work for Lungan. And Gunnel's going to use the phoenix peppers.
Okay. Same thing.
Yeah, it's a wisdom for him. It's a +4. It's a 16.
They're spicy.
Spicy.
That's all.
Okay,
That's
what
all
I
that
thought.
there's nothing
That's
special
what I.
about it.
That's what I was hoping for him.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So we can go into the checks then.
Yep. So first we'll do a perception check to make sure that you didn't burn anything and have to start over. So that we'll go down each person. So we'll do all the checks and then go to the next person and do all the checks.
The sous chefs.
we'll get to that.
Oh, okay. So who do you want to go first, Lungen or?
So let's go Lungen.
Lungen. Yes, Lungen first.
So give me a burn check, which is a perception check.
Perception, wisdom, Lungen, this one. 11.
All right, that's going to be a fail. So you burned it a little bit, and you had to start over. So that's going to be a -2 on plating.
Okay.
Oh no. Who was that?
Lungen. The next is going to be your sous chef check.
Kethis.
We can do it either the person rolls in nature or the competitor rolls in animal handling. Up to you.
Sorry, say that one more time.
So either the sous chef themselves can roll a nature check, or the main chef can roll an animal handling to have given them good instructions.
Oh god.
Animal.
I don't like the idea of Lungen forcing his wife to do anything, so we're just gonna roll with a +0 instead of a +1 for Kethis. That's a 15.
All right. He prepared everything exactly as you needed. That's a +2 on plating.
Great.
0 benefit. Oh.
Yeah, we're
And 0. Might come down to the final roll again.
All right. So we're gonna get to a taste check. That's gonna be an investigation.
Investigation, which is intelligence. That is a strong suit for Lungens. That's a dirty 20.
All right. Dirty 20 is going to be a pass. So that's going to be a +2 on taste. Everything is very well seasoned.
Great. Yes,
let's
taste his food this time.
Yeah, he learned.
This meal is more tasteable anyway, as opposed to taking a bite out of a freaking sub.
Right. And then last main check is going to be a nice skills check to see if you chopped it correctly.
Okay.
Sleight of hand.
Ooh, sleight of hand specifically? Okay.
Mhm.
Lungen's got a plus.
Well,
Technically, he
Well,
has
Lungen.
proficiency with knives, but whatever. We'll just give him a +5.
We can say he has proficiency with knives.
Okay, so this would be a +3 then.
Yeah.
He needed it. That's a 11.
Oh, that's going to be, he chopped it up kind of wonky and it doesn't really cook right. So that's going to be a -2 on taste. So you really are perfectly
Oh,
even.
Oh boy. Lungen's really having a hard time in the kitchen. The nerves are getting to him.
All right, you want to go through, do you want to go through Gunnel, Sean?
I'm just gonna roll that plating. If you burnt the food
Alright, that's a what, perception?
or cooked it well.
Wisdom
What was that?
+4. Perception's wisdom. It's a dirty 20. Oh man. Gunnel might come out.
You have
I guess-
30, 20?
The judging is still, yes, dirty 20 for Gunnel's cooking.
Yeah, it'd be +2 for plating, so you cooked it well, nothing's burnt, everything's cooked to perfection. If you did cook something, it's got the perfect crisp, so it's not, overdone.
Which he's taking the faux fey heart from, so.
Hmm. Alright, now for the sous chef. What was that check for the sous chef? The animal handling?
Either animal handling because he's bossing him around, or nature for the actual person to do the check.
I would argue that Arthur has proficiency in nature, given the fact that he's a hunter. We'll give him a +1 to this bonus, because otherwise he would have a +0. Is that fair?
Sure.
What was the meat that they both took?
They took.
Lungen
I'm
took
working.
the dragon flank. Gunnel took the faux fey heart.
Okay.
So with a +1, that's a 7. For Arthur.
A 7. That's gonna be a fail, so I guess the sous chef is just... He's kind of messing with the plating, he's kind of spilling things all over the place, it looks a little spotty, just drops stuff there where it shouldn't be. Maybe a fingerprint or two.
Gunnel, fucking Arthur, I told you to not fuck it up! Shit!
And now for tasting. Did you season it well? What was that check? Caleb?
Tasting is investigation.
Investigation.
Which is intelligence. It's natural.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
You can tell I have a favorite. Yeah, Gunnel got a nat 20.
Why'd you have to use these good dice on him? This thing is tasting so good. The perfect amount of salt and pepper. Like, this time was the perfect amount of salt and pepper. You kept it simple and kept it good, which is what people like. What Gordon Ramsay says, keep it simple.
And
Now
that's,
yeah, plus.
that's a plus
Oh,
5.
yeah, you got the plus 5 for perfect flavor. All right, and now you have the chopping. See if everything kind of, looks polished.
All right, that's a dex sleight of hand, which he has proficiency in. So it's a +6 total. Gunnel. That's a 17.
Well, now that not only does it look good, it also, or tastes good, it also looks pretty damn good. Everything's chopped right to perfection. Everything's measured right. The only bad thing is there's some spillage around this plate.
Oh yeah, yeah. Plating could definitely use some work there.
All right, so you're gonna get a total of a +7.
+7 for Gunnel.
+7 plus. Let me. So +7 for check bonuses, and you don't know if you get any bonuses for meat on Lungan, but you do know you get a +2 for the faux Fey heart. So your total bonus is +9. Depending on the check, I should say.
Sure. Okay.
The heart is on taste.
Okay.
So
Gunnel gets a +7 for every check, but only a extra +2 for taste.
Sorry, I described it poorly. Gunnel is gonna roll with no flat on plating because he had offsetting +2 -2. For taste, he's getting a +9.
Oh, okay. So only on plating does he get a +9.
On taste, he gets +9. Plating, he's flat.
So plating
And yeah,
+0.
and then Lungan is flat on both of them
+9.
without knowing if there was a bonus to taste for the dragonfly.
Okay. +0.
Cool.
Taste +0.
Yikes. +9.
That'll be hard to overcome. Okay.
All right, so there's one last check that you can technically bypass, but you get to tell me if they did this. Would either opponent have sabotage to the other?
Shit. Gunnel woulda. Yeah, definitely.
All right, so to do that, I want you to tell me what they did and what they were trying to do, and then we will talk about we'll decide what happened.
Gunnel would have put maggots in the rice.
Okay. So
In
give
the rice
me
of the other side specifically.
Cool. So give me a sleight of hand check for Gunnel and a perception check for
Okay.
Lungan.
Gunnel is proficient in sleight of hand, so that's a +6 total. A total of 18. And Lungan's perception, the wisdom, that's just a +1. So I've got to roll. Jeez, I've got to roll really well. That's a natural 20 from Lungan.
Oh my god. So
Oh my.
Sean, how do we handle this? I didn't expect a nat 20 on this.
Yeah, Lungan would have noticed the maggots in the rice because his dish does feature rice.
I think we gotta Maybe some subtract points.
Oh yeah.
What if I roll?
There's maggots in me rice here. I don't think I see any maggots over in Gunnel's rice over there.
All right. I'm gonna come look into it. Have Lundgren run a roll a. We'll say that because he got a nat 20, we'll do it at advantage. A insight check.
Ooh. Okay. Lundgren with the insights. So.
We'll say DC 15.
Insight is wisdom. Lundgren with a wisdom of +1.
DC 14, just to be. I don't want it to be too
that's
hard.
a 15 on the dice. I rolled a 13 and a 14, so I would have passed.
Okay, so Lundgren knows that it was Gunnel.
Oh, this boy's trying to sabotage me over here.
Gunnel, I can see the maggots falling out of your pocket.
Gunnel is Gunnel. This
actually
is not...
Arthur. It's like, oh, sorry, sir. I was late because I was getting the maggots.
No wonder your plating was complete garbage. You were rushing back from doing this little stunt.
Gunnel, I don't.
Keep it secret.
Gunnel, look, we're gonna have to let the judges know that you're trying to sabotage your.
What? No, you didn't hear any of that. That's just a joke. It's just a joke between Arthur and I.
I don't think it's up to us to decide if it's a joke.
Gunnel, you've been sabotaging me at every step, and you know that even in my own shop, I wouldn't let something like this fly.
Well, I'm glad we caught it before it affected your dish, Lundgren.
But it will affect your score.
Yeah, it looks up at Gunnel. Lady Zira and Lord Euron.
Like
Euron. Then Lord Euron will be factoring in this into their final score. All right. Great. So if we're ready for plate or ready to take it over, and you can present. Avery, will you write out while I call Austin, write out a description, because you cannot describe it as characters. Well, if you want to describe it. Oh, what's the squire's name? What's the assistant's name?
Henry.
Get Henry.
Yes.
Well,
absolutely. Yeah, so
play
we'll
Henry and have him
Lundgren
describe it.
and like when Henry brings him in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So I'm gonna go. All right. Gunnel, Lundgren. I'm sure Henry has been just waiting outside, waiting for his chance to judge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I pull Henry in and I go, all right, Henry, you've got the most important part. To keep it unbiased,
yes,
you need to describe the dishes to the judges, because they cannot know who made who. So I'm going to let them describe them to you. You need to write down those descriptions, and I'm going to go find our judges.
I'm very good at writing things down and reiterating them perfectly. That's literally my job.
Okay, I'm gonna text Austin while you write these descriptions down. You don't have to write them down, obviously.
Oh no. I mean, I got them on paper, but I'll just say them as if I would. I'll just have to say it in Henry's ways. Is all.
Okay, so just to reiterate, Lundgren has no bonuses that he knows about. Gunnel has no bonuses for plating, but a +9 on taste.
Minus whatever bullshit for
yes. Yeah, if whatever is decided, and I will text Sean and we'll decide. Actually, we'll let Almyre decide.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's fair, because Almyre is going to be still.
Yeah, sure. That's okay. I don't really have any qualms one way or the other.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, ladies.
All right, Austin.
Colin, Arthur, and Lundgren, and Kethis. This tiny cathedral's getting cramped. There's a lot of frickin' people in here. So I guess we'll have them at the front. The chefs. And if you guys want to be up front, you may. The table. Oh,
yeah, I think we should be able to also taste it, but we just don't get to judge.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
Hello.
no! Jeez.
Oh, I was doing it as well. Sorry,
Oh my god.
dude. That's
Alright.
great.
That is incredible. Thank you, Shen.
All right, so yeah, so we're also over here ready to taste. We don't just don't get to.
Okay. Let me switch up the music since we're in the judging phase.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you, I guess it makes sense for you to narrate how they handle things because I don't know their voices. Like the obviously the roles speak for themselves. So
Yeah, sure. This work. I guess it goes into question. My judges, it's just a roll based on their bonuses, right?
yeah.
Judges
The
will decide based
judgments,
on the rolls.
the judgments are just
Since it's blind, ultimately.
yeah. If you want Sean and I to decide the star ingredient rating for them.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Since I know, which is which, I don't want my bias to creep in.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, if we're ready,
No,
Lord Urine,
rap battle's perfect in every situation.
Lord Urine, Lady Ziri, thank you for coming this morning to be the final judges for our competition.
Henry leans over and says, "It's Lady Zira."
Zira, damn it! Boy, I'm bad at this. Lady Zira, thank you so much. We look forward to your unbiased judging. Lady Almyre will be joining you as the third judge. And then Lord Henry here will be describing not Lord. Sir Henry, would the sir matter in this? Henry here will be describing each one of the dishes.
He's the secretary. He doesn't get there.
Henry here will be describing each one of these dishes to keep anonymity and fairness into the competition. So, for if you all are ready, we will take our places on the table. And Henry, please describe your first dish.
Oh, of course. He uncovers the first dish over on the... Yeah, sure, we'll do the right side. Uncovers the first dish and says, "Okay, what you have before you is what at first appears to be a simple sushi, but there's so much more than that. Wrapped in this delicious seaweed covering, we have our first layer of incredible rice scrambled with perfectly seasoned rock egg. Within that, we have strands of zucchini and carrot, as well as spicy phoenix peppers to give some kick, and finished off with the succulent faux Feywild. Although raw, this dish is delish." He says, "Did I deliver that right? I'm not sure."
All right. So I think we should do the actual rolls after, but we can role play tasting and all that stuff probably.
Well, because I don't know how Zero or Euron are going to react, because I am literally relying on dice rolls, I say we save that for...
Okay, yes,
for last. Sure.
that's fine.
Henry walks over to the second dish then and pulls it off and says, "And here in front of us, we have an incredible bibimbap. Over top, a bed of rice. We have spinach. We have sauteed cabbage with multitude of spices poured in. And we have a delicious strip of dragon flank, cooked to perfection. And lastly, laid perfectly on top, is an over-easy rock egg, as well as finished with some fava beans on top."
Interesting. I can't ask questions because we can't hear from them. So, Would you once again describe the first one with the rock egg, how the rock egg was used?
Sure. So, in the sushi, the rock egg is scrambled into the rice to give it some richness. But the internal ingredients of the sushi are carrot, phoenix peppers, zucchini. So I'm bad at sushi. I don't know which is which. I literally couldn't tell you the difference between a zucchini and a cucumber. I don't know which goes in sushi. So we'll just pretend that I do know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cucumber goes in it, but zucchini sounds delicious in it.
It's usually cucumber. Yeah.
So whichever of the green phallically shaped vegetables goes in sushi raw, and then also the faux fey heart.
Okay, great. Judges, before you make your final decisions, I do think that it should be known that we did come across an attempt at cheating. To keep things fair,
Yeah,
I will not reveal who did it until the punishment is decided. I think that letting Lady Almyre, who is non-partial in every way, should probably decide if there is any point detractions for said thing. There was an attempt to put maggots in someone else's food.
Oh.
Lady Almyre, what is your opinion on how that should be handled?
Oh, there's definitely. Oh, should at least be a -5 to their overall point total. And now I assume this attempt was unsuccessful.
This attempt was unsuccessful. It was caught ahead of time.
Okay, so yes, -5.
Yes,
Okay.
I don't want to be eating maggots in my food.
Lady Zero, do you agree as well?
Oh, that sounds reasonable to me.
All right, so that person will receive a -5
Sean,
over
you're
at the end of their.
I didn't even notice your token.
That's what I was laughing.
Oh
my god, I didn't notice you changed that either.
Sean,
Oh my god. Change the block like a...
just look at this. I'm sorry, I just noticed it. Could not help myself.
Oh
Jeez
my god.
Louise. Okay.
All right.
Bibimbap and sushi in the thing.
Dude,
Wow.
so good. All right. I think before we do the rolls, I'm going to text Avery my personal. I'll be Lord Urine, if that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
And I'm gonna text you my plus in my 1 to 10. That way that it's still unknown.
Just tell me what to
For
roll.
while we're
You're the DM here. Just tell me what to roll.
So this is just so it's on record. Sean, will you also text Avery your 1 through 10 for both dishes?
So I'm.
So like I'll say Bibimbap gets this for using the rock egg. And then all right, so I text my 2 scores for that. So this is Lord Urine's opinion on how the eggs are used.
Mine? I'm doing it too? 1 through 10?
Yes, yeah. Text Avery your 1 through 10. All right, so we will start with. Yeah, let's just do flat rolls and then we'll apply the bonuses later. Maybe that makes sense.
Sure. So we're doing.
So we'll start. Yeah. So we'll do just a flat roll for all of them, and then I will do the score tallying. So we'll start with the bibimbap. Or we'll start with the sushi, because that was what we're presenting first. So the sushi, the plating was... roll me a d20 for the plating.
Okay. That is a 7.
Okay.
On the dice, but I don't think I had the bonuses to that.
Okay. Roll me a taste.
I've got a on paper +9, but Almyre instructed a -5 total, so that's a +4 total. Is that right?
I don't know who it is, so you're just telling me the roll.
Okay. Oh, open up the ghost. That is an 11 on the dice.
Okay.
Pretend you heard nothing. Austin.
Yeah. Then we'll do the. Yeah, doing the secret's hard. All right, so let's do the bibimbap.
Bibimbap. For
Bibimbap.
plating.
Plating.
All right, plating on the dice for bibimbap. It's a 19 on the dice.
Okay, and then give me a taste roll.
Taste on the dice.
Mhm.
Raw is an 11.
Hello. Great. So, Sean, did you say your scores?
What's that, John?
Okay, great. So, sushi. We can now reveal who these are, so we can add those extra pieces in. So, sushi is who?
The sushi is Gunnel's dish.
Okay, so Gunnel got a +0 to plating. What did he get to? And he got a +9 to taste. What did Sean text you for star ingredient?
Sean texted me for Gunnel sushi a 6.
6. And then I texted you a 3. So that's a +9. So he got total of a 9 for the star ingredient. And then he's going to lose 5 points
Reading.
for cheating.
Okay, so what's Gunnel's total score then? I'm a little lost
So
on the
his-
math because there's a lot.
So his overall score, 27 plus 9, 36 minus 5, is a 31
out of 50,
out of 60.
60, 50 or 60.
Or, no, out of like, I'm sorry, I messed up. I forgot one thing. Austin, will you text me will you text Avery your score, an
course.
opinion on the egg?
On the egg.
Yes.
Why are you texting me? Just texting the group chat.
Well,
It's
you
not
can text
secret.
it to me too. Yeah. Doesn't
Text it
matter.
to you. Yeah, just text it to Caleb.
Well, you can just say it out loud because now we know.
The
Yeah, sure.
You know, I really enjoy the creativity with the sushi of putting the egg as the base with the rice. I do say that we'll say that the actual sushi itself uses a sticky rice though, so you really don't need the egg, and I'm a little worried of how that's going to work out. I think the safer bet was the egg just over the top on the bibimbap, because that's just easy enough there. So I'd really like to taste them first before I gave my final score here. Does the sushi look like it's holding together well, or is it like a little runny? Or
They didn't do so well on the plating, but they didn't like crit fail or anything like that. So I guess it's holding together. Yeah.
okay, say the I think that the safer mode, really only had a ceiling of a 5, because with the bibimbap, because you weren't really doing anything creative. So I will give you a 5 on that. The sushi, at a really high ceiling if it's done well. It doesn't look like it's done particularly well, though. I will give you a slight edge for creativity, though. So I will give you a 6 on the using it in the rice.
Okay. So total for the star would be 15 points for the sushi. So we're gonna go 27 plus 10, 37 total out of 20, 40.
I trust your math. You're the
Yeah.
DA.
Yeah, it's a 37 total. The max does not matter.
Okay.
Cool. So for the bibimbap, which we now know is Lungen, he got no bonuses for plating, but he did get a +1 for taste.
Okay.
From the food.
From the dragon flank? Maybe?
Yep. And so, from the dragon flank. So, lady, or
That'll get a +9.
the +9 is the +5 because he got a nat 20 on one of his checks and a passed another check, and then his heart gave +2. So that's
Wow.
okay. Yeah, yeah, he's killing it. So for the star ingredient, Lady Urine or Lord Urine. I'm not doing great with names, guys. Lord Urine really enjoyed the simplicity of the egg over the top of the bibimbap. He thinks that it really came across very well, and it looked like the star of the dish as it was presented in the middle, which is what the idea for the egg was, in his opinion. So he gave it a 7.
Great.
Horace, what did Lady Zira give?
6.
A 6.
Same
And
score
then-
between the two.
Yep.
So
7 plus 6.
Zira
Plus 5.
estimates. I like the egg in both at different estimations of the same ingredient. Executed well. I mean, not
So that's an-
perfectly, but well.
I said 18 total for the star ingredient. So 19 plus 12 is 31, right?
Wait, so is it a
Plus-
31 and then comes down to Almyra's
Plus
point total?
18. No. Almyra already said her point total is 5. So the total star, the total star score was 18. A 7, a 5, and a 6. Taste was an 11 plus 1 for the food, and plating was 19. So the total score for that, unless
Nice.
Austin has beat me to it,
for Lungen's bibimbap is
is a 49.
a 49. Holy shit, Lungen blew Gunnel out of the water.
Now we have one unresolved thing.
Jesus. Okay, and what is that?
We will get to that in a moment. So I'm going to take the final scores and I'm going to hand them to Henry to read.
Assuming we ate them at some point.
Yes. That was the rolling that we did. Yeah. So you got to taste everything. You got to plate everything.
Yeah, Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Henry is walking over.
So-
sorry, I don't know why the camera thing is stuck on.
So Gunnel got a 37 out of 60,
Yes. Okay. So
and Lungen got a 49 out of 60.
Yeah, I just want to say before the final vote is cast here that you guys both showed great skill in the kitchen today and should be proud of yourselves, no matter the outcome.
That's true. And I would like to say that, fortunately, the cheating points were not the differential in this competition.
Let's see.
Yeah, smoked.
Yeah, absolutely smoked. No. Sure. The music repository that I bought doesn't really have a lot of upbeat stuff, so I'm doing what I can here, folks. Okay, yeah. Henry walks up to. Jeez, stop doing that. Walks up to the front, scores in hand, and clears his throat. It seems that we have a winner amongst us, with a score of 37 points with the sushi. The human Gunnel and his sous chef Arthur have scored a total of 37 points, doing exceptionally well in taste, but losing points to cheating and plating. On the other side over here, we have the orc chef Lungen and his wife Kethis, who did a great job plating and got some secret bonuses in taste due to the use of the strange ingredient dragon flank. But otherwise, am I saying any of this incorrectly?
No, that's great. As he is saying that, I need you to roll 2 D100s.
Whoa!
I was wondering this going to play.
Yeah, okay. Grab one.
I don't remember this part.
Sean, I'm gonna text you how I'm gonna handle this.
Okay. So we'll say 1 is green and 2 is my metal D100s. Your first D100. So first 26 on the first.
Okay. And who's that for?
Into 71. We'll say the green dice are Lungen, and the metal dice are Gunnel, and that's a 71.
Oh, no, this is not for Lunkin and Dunnel. This is for Urine and Zira.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Didn't
we'll just use
Almyre
the left,
also have-
right side of the room.
Oh, you're right. Almyre, also roll me a D100.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
sure. Oh boy, okay.
What is this for the Feyheart?
This is for the Feyheart.
I honestly did not even consider that this might have even come up, but
Alright.
So what did Urine roll?
Urine, we'll say is on the same side as Gunnel, so we'll give Urine the metal dice. That's a 71.
A 71. All right. All right. Lord Urine, I'm assuming looks relative to his photo.
Yeah, old, very wrinkly.
Feels the power of the Fey heart and rolls a wild magic surge using the Fey magic table.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And for the next 24 hours, his hair is going to grow at a rate of 1 foot per hour.
Oh my
Ew, I need that gross
God.
old hair.
Ew, yeah, it's like
Once its length reaches your height, you have disadvantage on dexterity acrobatics checks.
It's not gonna matter for him. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, the royal host is coming today.
I would like to point out that he now knows who made him take that. All right, Almyre, what did you roll?
Gunnel.
62.
62. Your skin is going to become completely translucent and your veins start faintly glowing blue. I'm gonna ignore if it's a curse, because this is a curse apparently. We'll just say it ends after for all of these we can say that
maybe.
we can say they all end in an hour since they didn't eat the full thing. They're just eating sections.
Ended an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's fair. So your skin becomes completely translucent and your
God.
veins start faintly glowing blue.
Jeez.
And then what did Zero roll?
Lady Zero rolled a 26.
All right. Lady Zira starts to blink out of existence, in and out, in and out. She casts Blink on herself.
Oh.
It does say the spell lasts until you touch stone or take a short rest, so do with that how you will.
Yeah, she's not literally touching stone because she would have shoes on. Jeez.
And would she know what's going? I guess has there been magic?
So,
Yeah, so
world
they
long enough, or
feel
is
they
it knowing?
feel the Fey magic well up inside them.
Okay. Yeah. Zira feels herself. She blinks in and out of existence, and the crowd gasps. And you see the Solarian readies themselves. They, the two in the back shout, "What is this? What is this trickery? Is this magics?"
I look over. I look over and hold up my hands to them and go, "No worries. This is an after effect of the ingredients that were used in the food. There's no true magic going on here, and we'll end shortly."
Yeah, you see Zira start to tumble forward, and she leans on the bench in front of Lung and Cathis, and You see both Lungan and Kethis are kind of freaking out, trying to help her.
And this is a stone building, right? Like, if she touches the ground.
Right. Precisely, but Zira is not doing that in this moment. You can see her breathing heavily, and you see Henry's kind of freaking out, and he goes, with superior taste and presentation overall, Lungan has won this competition, so he will be cooking for the royal host. Whatever he's saying is sort of drowned out by the crowd as they stand up and look at Zira that's blinking in and out of existence. And also, Euron is looking around, kind of like feeling his hair because he can feel something touch his neck, and he's like, what is this? What have you done to us?
I do a roll if I would know how to stop the... What's happening with Zira?
I think I would, right?
Yeah, Jeatz, absolutely. Roll me. We'll just set like a DC 12 Arcana check, like something.
Okay.
Pretty innocuous.
Okay.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I will, because like this is my Fey magic table. Like, +6. That is a 15.
Okay. Yeah, with the 15, you rush over to Zira and urge her to like touch the stone floor, just with her hand. Like unknowingly, as she blinks back in, you very quickly grab her wrist and have her touch the floor, and she stops. But as you look back over, Euron is still like touching his neck. You can feel like, millimeter by millimeter, his hair growing. It just starts to, his widow's peak starts to grow over his face very, very slowly.
I think Euron's using magic.
No, listen, everyone.
Sean, are you sure
this
that's the route you want to go?
Yeah. This is the.
Oh, but I would think it's so interesting if we did.
This is the after effect of choosing a Fey heart. While the choice may not have been wise for Mr. Gunnel over here, it should end shortly. There should be no harm to Lord Euron or Miss Almyre. Lady Zira is already fine. It shall end shortly.
The Solarian, you hear shout out, the Fey. Gunnel was using Fey magic?
He fed them a Fey heart. Well, a faux Fey heart.
But it was part of the competition. No, they gave it to us. Roll me an opposed persuasion check. Jeatz.
Okay.
Opposed from Gunnel.
Okay. Ooh, that's only a 14. Oh, we long rested, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Let me check something. Where's my? Okay. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use my Tides of Chaos to make sure that, to give myself advantage.
Okay.
That's not in the box.
All
right. 14 is the highest I could get.
A 14 will do it.
Thank God.
Gunnel in his, he's kind of flabbergasted, so he doesn't seem very convincing. The Solarian immediately run over and grab him, pulling his hand behind his back. Gunnel, you know as well as anyone there's no magics allowed here. But I swear it wasn't me, it was them, they gave it to me. And you hear Gunnel making excuse after excuse, using air quotes here, to try and explain away why he might have had a Fey heart in his recipe, but the Solarian leave with Gunnel in custody, ostensibly.
Oof.
Litter.
Lord Euron.
Or Euron into a sheep.
If we may get back to the final vote, and I look back over at not Steve.
Despite the strange things that are happening, it seems we do have a clear winner. Lungan, you may serve the royal host. I'll get to work quickly. You have many sailors to feed. Zira gets up from the ground, thanking you, Jeatz. and
Of course.
leans over to Lungan and says closely, but Jeatz, you're nearby, so you can hear. Lungan, thank you. Please just do your best, and you know the Solarian as well as anyone, so I suppose I should apologize in advance. And that's our thunder session.
Are we doing that? Damn.
Not right now. Bye, folks.
You're gonna